Three, two, one. What's up, Luke?
What's up, Eric?
We have a guest today.
We do have a guest.
Hey, guys.
We have Mr. Warren Brand of Branded Arts.
Yep, Branded Arts with an S at the end.
Yes, because it's plural.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
It's many artists.
Many arts
Many arts.
of all kinds.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
You know, actually, Warren and I have gone back quite well. Warren's been a fixture on the LA art scene for years now. Years now. Like we used to see him
Like you.
like me.
Yeah.
We're old timers
Yeah.
now. You know, just going, wheeling ourselves up the ramp at fucking like Think Space Gallery, giant robot. You know,
Two of the best.
but like as we usually do, let's talk about coffee
All right.
and games.
There you go. Coffee. We all have the coffee.
Latest episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
You've watched it, right?
Yeah.
The latest episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, it's hard to come back after a week after that crazy battle one, right? Mm-hmm. It's like it's hard to come back after that. I mean, it's easy to watch another one, but you're just like, oh man, it had
This
no.
was like kind of
the
like
action wasn't there.
But it was a normal like classic
Yeah.
Game of Thrones episode.
But
I mean, like,
there's
you
only a
can't-
few episodes left. They're 90 minutes each, and it was a plain one, kind of.
Kind of.
The end was traumatic.
Yeah, we lost a dragon. We lost
Yeah.
Danny's last right hand.
What's her name?
woman.
Mishonda or something? Michonne? I can't remember.
I can't
I don't want to say
remember.
Michonne.
Not
That's
Michonne.
a whole different
Yeah.
show. But Mishonda? Something like
I
that.
don't know, but
yeah.
she
Yeah,
basically
she spoke like, what is it, 13 languages or something? Or
Right.
14 languages or something like that.
She was amazing.
She's like C-3PO the
She
whole
basically
time.
broke Grey Worm's limiter right there. Like he's going to like go berserk.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah. And which means he's going to die.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. He could just become the lonely Unsullied, The lonely Unsullied, forever alone. It's like a Reddit meme. Forever alone, and it's him, right? That's kind of a cool thing to be in a way for him.
Yep.
He can forever be a Reddit meme. Forever
Yeah,
alone,
yeah,
forever
alone,
unsullied,
yeah,
forever alone.
Grey Worm will be the new Forever Alone Incel Tears mascot.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of amazing, right? That's an amazing way to go about it.
Yeah.
Next week's gonna be crazy though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like the setup for another crazy
So wait, I've been
show.
hearing a lot about spoilers out there, and I don't know how they're spoilers. And I haven't watched. I'm not going to watch
Don't
any.
say any spoilers.
I don't know any,
Yeah,
but I've been people have been
Well, it's all
saying.
speculation right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
You can
There's but
speculate,
there is people out there who are like, well, my uncle works at blah
Yeah,
blah blah,
don't go
and
there.
you know what I'm saying? That and it's out there. I've been hearing there's videos out there. Of
Oh,
it
I
now.
don't want to fucking know.
So
any of
so
those
be
go
careful
there.
of that,
Dude,
yeah.
you've been digging into some weird holes, for.
No, someone told me. So someone warned me, don't
Oh.
watch
Yeah, I'm not
like
watching
YouTube video
anything.
things because there's been spoilers in them, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna watch any.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
yeah.
even go there.
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
I heard someone told me, so I'm like careful.
I try and I usually kind of watch a couple of just people reviewing the episode,
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah.
need to know that shit.
One of my best friends was a writer for HBO, and he reads the Washington Post recap after every episode.
Oh wow.
He says it's very insightful.
They're fun.
I
So
haven't watched it.
if you're Daenerys, let's say you're Daenerys, this blonde chick, blonde woman on a dragon. You just saw, let's see, 2 of your dragons have gotten fucked up now, right?
Yeah.
One with an arrow, one with a bigger arrow, many arrows, right? Just
Right.
in the last episode. What are you going to do with your third dragon, your last one? You've now learned 2 lessons that your dragon is very susceptible. What do you do? What is she going to do? Fly higher? Do stealth bombers? But you can't do anything that
Yeah,
high.
there's not much you can
That's
do.
what I'm saying. It's what is she going to do? There's...
Attack at night.
But they can still shoot one of those fucking things
Yeah,
at night.
but he's
and she can't see it in through a cloud.
But they can't see, they can't see either.
But
But
they
when
gotta
they-
take out the arrows first. They got to take out
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Those.
right,
crossbows.
because she's going to be able to see. I guess they could be pitch black down there too. I don't know if she can see a boat down on the ground, and she's
I
gonna be able to
have
see
a
all this stuff.
theory about this, though. I have a theory that there's dragon eggs somewhere.
More dragon eggs?
Oh yeah, because
I thought about that too.
Because you remember that one scene a couple episodes ago where it's like, Dany and Jon Snow like at the waterfalls, and the dragons were like checking him out, like, I see what you're doing there. You're giving me some ideas.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Wait, are these dragons aren't necessarily even related to each other, right?
Right.
They're 3 just random eggs, so they're not going to make
incest. This isn't a thing. In
for dragons?
Game of Thrones.
I see. But I mean, the product, you might get something wrong, right?
We're talking about dragons, and we're talking about magical creatures here that don't really exist. Like, they don't.
But incest across our universe, no matter what, is incest. So we only understand any sibling relationship as being incest. You know what I'm saying? We only understand that, and then we can't fathom anything else but incest. What? There's no like, it's okay, they're cousins, it's cool. We're just like, no. If they have a kid, something's gonna go wrong, right? So this dragon might
not for a couple generations.
So this dragon might not have wings or something. It might just get born.
No. See, like people,
an egg might have a crack in it.
You fuck your cousin, you have a kid, and they're instantly retarded.
They're not.
Like, no,
they can be totally fine.
They can be totally fine. They can be totally fine. Then when it's only when you start like after going like generation after generation after generation after generation of like incestual relationships, then then things start getting like where my jaw's all jacked up and like I got a club foot, and like
isn't it like not, you're just talking about physical ailments? What about the mental ones? Like you can't even think of these things because you're just like this mass of goo in the corner.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, all those Lannister kids were obviously not all right in the head.
But
Tommen was a really kind young man who enjoyed the sexy time once he figured that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Joffrey never did, right? Joffrey just wanted to kill. He was just all about killing.
Yeah.
And doing bad things.
I got that spoiled, by the way. I remember I was at Coachella. It was a Sunday night, Sunday night at Coachella. And I looked at my Facebook and someone wrote, finally, that little effer. And I was so mad. I was so mad. I wanted to unfollow that girl for spoiling it.
Yeah.
I was like, really? And then I ended up watching it on my phone that night.
You know
on
what?
HBO Go.
I am guilty of posting up a weird spoiler kind of thing from last week's.
But is it a spoiler?
Can't do that.
But how much time when is a spoiler okay? Like, is it after 2 days or?
Not the night of.
Night of? Oh, you did a night of one?
I saw this video.
You done fucked up.
Like some company had posted it, and it was basically, it looked like it was like a soccer game in England in a pub, from a camera view of a pub looking down. And you can see when their team scores, the entire pub freaks out and drinks are flying everywhere. Yeah. And they replaced that screen image with the image of Arya putting the knife in.
Oh, you posted that?
I retweeted it because I thought.
Oh, you retweeted it? Okay, well.
It's kind of rough, dude.
Yeah. So it's not like a straight it's like I said, it's like if the camera was there and the screen was here.
Gotcha.
It was all kind of slightly distorted. So if you didn't
right.
weren't paying too close attention to it, then I don't know. But fucking, yeah.
So who else is gonna die next week?
Oh, Grey Worm.
There's only 2 episodes left. Right?
Yeah. And I think this episode was 90 minutes because I didn't know. I thought it was less, and then I realized it was 90. So, but yeah, next week's gonna be someone's got to die, or is anyone gonna die?
Maybe nobody. Guy's gonna die.
The eunuch.
Yeah.
Mr. Ideas.
Why don't you put it this way? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm curious.
If you could see an epic sword fight between 2 people on the show, who's left that you would love to see? I'll tell you who it is for me. It's probably the mountain and the dog.
Right, the hound.
Oh, the hound.
Yeah. That sword fight, and then
that
maybe
needs to happen.
Is there a Jaime Lannister fight because he's only got one arm? So maybe he's got to fight somebody. Probably.
What's fair?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's got one hand though. He's got to do
the 2 of them.
He's got to pay off. He's got to show that all that training he did with one hand sword fighting has to somehow come to some kind of an advantage. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's gonna fight that greedy dude who tried to. The arrow guy? I don't know.
Oh, he wouldn't have a chance against that. What's that guy's name?
Yeah, but maybe he'll do something. The lesson is
Braun.
Braun's a G.
But remember, Braun ripped off his hand and hit him with his own hand. So I'm wondering maybe there's a hand, some kind of trick he's gonna do with his hand.
New theory: Braun wins the Game of Thrones.
Ron's legit. Like
Dude.
every episode he's ever gotten into a fight, he's held his own.
That's the
Well,
considering
he doesn't.
the kind of
He only takes fights he
storyline-
could win, right? He's kind of slick
right,
that
that
way.
too.
Considering the storyline that he's been trying to work his way up slowly and slowly and slowly, like, but each time, like, something will happen where he has to forsake the treasure, but like,
He's such
but
a bastard. That guy's so awesome.
Guy is awesome.
He just wants the gold.
but then he fucking and
Guy's a
at the
straight
end
mercenary.
he gets the fucking 7 fucking kingdoms.
he just
He's
sits
a
on the side.
mercenary.
Yeah.
Dude,
In
yeah,
every
I
sense
want
of the word.
this time he gets the fucking the Lannisters. He's worked his way up all the way to the point where he can get the entire like fucking castle and land that the Lannisters fucking have.
He's
right?
not getting shit, man.
Dude, I don't know, man. Look, taking into consideration the kind of story that they're fucking telling, which is admittedly a bit nihilistic, fucking. I'm willing to put $5 on Braun.
That he's going to be the king of it all.
Yeah. $5. I'll bet you.
Okay.
I'm willing to put. Yeah. I'll put down a ramen dinner.
Vegas
Okay.
odds on Braun sitting on the Iron Throne at the very end.
That's got to
have
be like 1 in 100 or something. Yeah, that's a very slim one.
I want that to happen so bad.
Wait, I like. It's like the
I
alternative.
never even thought about that.
Alternative
as an
universe
option.
theory. It's like pretty cool. Yeah,
Anyway.
for me, it's Podrick. He's gonna run it all. It's Podrick. Yeah.
Podrick.
Yeah, and Hot Pie's coming back, dude. Hot Pie?
Is he?
No, I'm just saying. I wish.
I would be happy to read spoilers on Hot Pie.
Hot Pie's the best.
Because Hot Pie.
He was the best.
You don't like Hot Pie?
Dude, what are you going to eat if you were there? He would make you the best food and you'd be so
he'll make
happy.
you fucking direwolf bread and fucking hot pies and
And he knows to like brown the butter first. Remember he said that?
he
It's
learned.
like-
He figured out techniques on bettering his fucking cuisine.
he was a very
That's the
diligent.
kind of guy we need to fucking rule.
Yeah,
the fucking
hot
kingdom.
pie. He's making experiments and seeing what works, making delicious food.
Oh, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this fucking like, Arya's going to fucking win the fucking. She's too fucking jaded to fucking roll that shit.
She already did good shit.
Yeah, she already she rules. She's great.
And she like sit there and she's like, nope, not gonna be Gendry's wife, but I'm still gonna make out with him if I get.
Yeah.
Right? She just doesn't give a shit.
No.
Yeah. She's going gangster too.
Fucking Gendry, man. Got the mad promotion.
Is he off the? Is he done now? No more Gendry. We're not gonna see him again. I mean, I don't know.
Unless he fucking took. No, he didn't take off with Jon Snow. Or
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Lots of speculation, but like.
Can he armor the dragon? It's kind of a lot of armor, though.
It's got a lot of armor.
Cool
Yeah.
idea though. What was
Yeah.
that old school cartoon where they armored all the dinos? Remember that? It's called like Dino Riders or like
Oh,
Mask or something.
No, it wasn't Mask. It might have been Dino Riders.
Yeah, where they were like. That was a cool.
You just
one.
have to do the underside and maybe the.
That's
neck
how you
and
know
that.
I'm older because that was like one of the
I don't remember
really esoteric cartoons when I was in my early.
How old are you, Warren?
35.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
I'm not as old as you guys. But
Holy shit!
Oh,
No wonder. You know what? That thing is too new. That's the problem. We're just like,
I was out.
we
in
never
the-
heard of
that
it.
was, no, but I was probably like 6 or 7, 8 years old. When
yeah,
that
and
was
we were
out.
just
I was
already
like,
like hanging out.
Yeah, we
dude.
were
We were
out-
smoking pot and shit. We were like doing.
look up
We were
Dino
doing. We were
Riders.
doing man shit already.
Dino
know?
Riders was rad.
Yeah.
They
We were doing
armored
man.
up dinosaurs.
Right,
Yeah, that's
there you
cool.
go.
But
Maybe Gendry's gonna start armoring up, man.
it's a little too late for that.
That's
They're
what I would think,
They're
but I
already
don't-
at fucking hell's door.
But time is really weird on that show. You just can't tell how much time is between, one scene to the next. You're like, is this a week later or is it 10 minutes? You can't tell sometimes.
Right.
I mean, they did go from, the Winterfell all the way to the. I'm like, oh, they're there already, right?
Well, yeah,
There's
but
no
that's
travel
because
time.
They took the fucking sea route.
Yeah, there's
to
no travel.
fucking
How
get
long does
there.
that take? Weeks?
Well, it's
Yeah, I don't know.
probably as far as Ireland is to fucking England.
Or more, maybe. But it's far. I think it's far. And what if there fucking was no wind? What do you do? There's no, like, dudes rowing, right? It's wind.
Oh no.
See?
But, you know-
Little logistical problems. However, I think time, you have to assume that there's time.
Yes.
It's just fun nerding out with you guys in the giant robot gallery.
Yeah.
Because every time I've been here over the years, there's always been like some cool nerd art, or not always nerd art, just awesome art. I mean, I remember the first time I saw like David Cho and James Jean was in this space, and
Oh yeah.
I know you have a huge Murakami. You've been working with Murakami forever. I feel like you probably still have an amazing Murakami collection.
No, I don't.
No, I remember you had a lot of cool stuff.
I have stuff, but it's not amazing.
You know,
It's
my first
other
show
people
here
do,
was the Barry McGee show.
Yeah.
I think. The Barry McGee one was like where he like.
Oh, that was kind of amazing, huh?
Yeah, you filled the walls up with those crazy colored tile pieces, and then that
sign was there.
Right
Yeah.
This place is special, man.
Yeah.
That was kind of
Without
cool.
doubt.
That one was cool. I kind of forgot about that. I don't
You
even,
forgot about that?
I mean, I remember it, but
I
it's
still
so
think
long
of
ago.
whenever I walk in, I still think about that show. Like,
For the
that
longest
show-
time, there was splats of the black ink, but I think I painted over it finally. But it was like on the ceiling. I was like, "There's black ink up there."
It's just cool because I've worked with so many artists now that I first saw in this space. Guys like Yosuke Yamamoto and
Damn.
people like that who I love. I love their work, and to have been able to work with them on big walls has been a lot of fun.
So let's talk about big walls. You have
Talking about big walls
Big
and murals.
walls.
big walls. You have an event coming up.
Yes.
Oh wait, how's the sound?
I don't. It's a little low, but I turned him up a little bit
Okay.
on the mic, so we're
Okay,
we're
cool.
okay.
Cool,
We're
cool,
probably a little louder, but it's okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, so you have an event coming up. Is it next weekend?
Yeah, it starts on Monday the 13th
Monday the 13th.
with the big finale event on Saturday the 18th.
Ooh. So tell us about it.
So the Maya Angelou Mural Festival is going to happen at Maya Angelou Community High School. That's the biggest public school in South Central LA. So it's 9 acres, the campus.
Damn,
The
that's pretty
school
big.
was built 8 years ago, but they changed the name to Maya Angelou like 5 years ago after she passed away.
What was the school called before
It
that?
was called like South Central Community High School number something.
Oh wow, they do numbers here in LA.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when they changed it, the mascot was the wolf pack, and they never changed the mascot. They kept the school colors and everything. And I'll get to that in a second. But after our Robert F. Kennedy Mural Festival in 2016, the gentleman who was in charge of, he was one of the leadership of the school district. He takes me to lunch. He's like, I'm stepping down from my position. I want to go make a difference in my hometown. And he became principal of the biggest school in his hometown, which is South Central.
Awesome.
And he said, I would love to do this mural festival at the school. And I said, oh man, that sounds great. Let me come see the school. So we're walking around the school, and it's pristine. It's only 8 years old. So there's a lot of beautiful, big, giant walls on such a massive campus. And I was like, this is interesting. Then we saw the kids running around, and they had this angry wolf on their shirts. And I was like, Principal Carlos, what does this angry wolf have to do with Maya Angelou, the Nobel Prize winning women's rights activist, right?
And poet.
Poet. She's like amazing. Book,
Yep.
author. She's just tremendous, right? She has such an incredible resume and
She's from Winterfell.
all the things. Yeah. Nice. Yes. She, her and the three-eyed raven, right? But no, she's amazing. I've learned so much about her over these last couple of years as I've been developing this project with the rest of my team. And so, we asked, hey, could we change the mascot of the school too, as part of the festival? And he's like, that sounds interesting. So the kids voted, all the students voted, and they decided to rename the mascot the Phoenix. So she has this poem called Still I Rise. She has a really famous book called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. So the Phoenix is like a great kind of story about rising up, right? You guys know the story of the Phoenix?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a movie coming out, an X-Men movie coming out.
Yep.
Right?
From
it's
the ashes.
Yeah, it's a mythological firebird that rises up from the ashes and gets reborn. Right? It's pretty cool. So we're like, all right, we're going to rename the school with a new mascot. We're going to change the colors, and we're going to have a really cool artist/designer design the logo. So we got a streetwear line, kind of a lifestyle clothing brand called Kith. You guys heard of Kith?
Nope.
They're pretty cool, man.
Is that by Mike Tyson?
Kith?
Oh, it's Mike Tyson. Is it a Mike Tyson reference?
I mean,
Because he liked to kith he liked to kith his wife and he liked to kith his kids. Is that what it is?
no. So
It's not? I'm serious.
No,
'cause
not at all.
That's kind of like a Mike Tyson meme. Or sometimes
Yeah,
it's out there.
I believe it.
Yeah.
No, so Kith
My
is
bad.
based out of New York. It's this designer named Ronnie Feig who worked for Nike and a bunch of other brands. He started his own line called Kith.
What's his name?
Ronnie Feig, F-I-E-G. If you want to check out his Insta, he's got hundreds of thousands of followers. He's the man, right? So him and his team have been developing this awesome kind of brand for the last several years. They have a couple stores in New York. Daniel Arsham has installations in the stores. They have a mini gallery in the store called Arsham Fee Gallery, where they've shown, a lot of cool artists like So Yun Lee and Vils and what's his name? A lot of really
Arsham. He does sculpture, right?
Yeah, Arsham does sculpture. But
lately he's doing a bear brick.
Yeah,
that one got some controversy because people thought it was too simple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, his whole thing is called. He had this really great series of editions called Future Relic, where it was like items from the 80s and 90s that are pretty much relics now, like the first PlayStation controller or the first DSLR camera, the first cell phone. And he would turn them into like these fossilized relics, right? And he did short films with James Franco and all these cool people. So his stuff is blowing up, and his editions sell out right when they come out. And he's really an amazing artist. I love his stuff. So he's doing an installation at this festival as part of it all. Kith has designed the logo for the school, and they're donating apparel for the whole school.
Awesome.
And one of their lead designers is doing a talk at our academic symposium at the school, which I can talk about as well. But before I talk about the symposium, I want to tell you more about the art on the walls.
Yeah, let's hear some of who are you featuring?
Looking at the lineup, who do you want to talk about? I mean, there's 30 muralists, and you might want to go on the flyer here.
Oh, okay.
They're on the back. No, are they in the back of the
that's
flyer?
A printed one sheet about our organization.
No, okay.
If you look at the
flyer, I saw it on the flyer. Yeah.
If you look at the flyer, it's like 1010 from Germany, Ad Fuel from Portugal, Daniel Arsham, who we talked about, Axel Void, if you guys know him, he's amazing. He's from Spain originally. Bliss One, who's from a all-female artist collective based out of South Central called Ni Santas. They're awesome. Brushwork, another local artist who's really cool. Victoria Casanova, LA. Clover, another Ni Santas. Ank One, an LA, street art legend. He's worked on so many walls in LA. Josh Everhorn, who's amazing, sculptor, painter, muralist. Shepard Fairey, who I think you guys know. Let's talk about him if you want for a sec. He's doing a massive portrait of Maya Angelou.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll show you guys the mock-up. It's pretty cool. And we had to get the rights to the image, so we did.
Oh, good. It's a good idea for him to. It's a good idea for him to get the rights.
Right, that's a big deal these days.
Well, as he knows.
Especially with freaking the Obama thing,
No, without a doubt. Have you guys seen his documentary, The Obey Giant?
No, I have not. No.
So we screened it at another festival we organized last year, and I moderated a Q&A with him after. And a big part of the film is, the fact that the Obama drama happened.
Oh, I see.
Okay, the Obama drama.
Right.
Obama drama.
But that's the drama that he created, correct?
Well, the image that he utilized for his art was a photo that, was taken by someone that I think worked for the AP, the Associated Press. So he went through a lot of trouble with that.
But he created some of that trouble, from what I understand, right? Because he falsified his own. He falsified.
It's all in
the
the
creation of
you
it.
could see,
I'm probably not going to watch it, but
it's cool.
It's
a great documentary because it's not just about that incident. It's about his whole career as an artist. His upbringing. And I'm just a huge fan of his work, man.
No, I'm a fan too.
I have a few of his pieces, and he's always been so cool to me over the years.
He's always been nice to me too.
So getting to work with him, this is gonna be our 4th time working together.
Actually, he's one of the few people that I've met where I was kind of like, okay, you can be like a fucking art star and not be a dick, which I've always appreciated him, because a couple times I met him, he obviously had no idea who the fuck I am, but he was always very, easygoing and happy to talk about whatever. So.
Do you have any of his prints or anything? Or?
No, but I
have an Obama one.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's worth
something.
Good.
I mean,
is it signed?
Yeah.
I think so. The one I have is. Yeah.
I don't think he only signed a certain amount.
No, I think didn't he? How many different ones did he do though?
There were a few different editions. One said hope, one said change, one said
I don't
progress.
Remember. Mine said drones. but it's an Obama, and he signed, but it's not a big one. It's smaller, but
okay.
Yeah, it says drones. I don't know.
Really?
No.
That'd be great if it did.
No, it did not.
I believe that's one of the most powerful pieces of
for sure
political art in the last 100 years.
I don't know,
It was tremendous.
Political art, maybe.
Last
I'm
several
not sure.
decades, without
Yeah.
a doubt, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you can come with even more powerful art in the coming months and years.
What's interesting about it is it's not just like political art. It's also like, isn't it like, didn't the Obama
impactful.
campaign like okay it as well?
Yeah,
Or-
absolutely. Same thing with the
so-
Women's March set that he did. That's a tremendous set.
I don't know
of
if I've seen that,
posters.
but
the
that's
3
cool.
different girls. Just an incredible. That's one of the most amazing projects he's ever done as well, if you ask me. That was with in partnership with the Amplifier Foundation. So they had like these free high-res images that you could download and make posters of
Oh,
for the
cool.
Women's March. Just an incredible set.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this Maya Angelou piece is going to be
rad.
just so special to all of us.
And is there any chance of there being some kind of controversy for that? How didn't he stand up for a mural that someone else's mural, right?
Yeah.
He did at at a Korean school.
Yeah,
Or
there
no,
was
Koreatown High School
in
or something.
K-Town,
Yeah.
there was a mural that had stripes on it.
Yeah.
And some of the Koreans got angry about
Because
the
it
stripes.
looked like a Japanese war
battle
flag.
flag.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct. They're
that
still
whole
sorting
thing.
through that and
Yeah.
trying to find a amicable solution.
You know, I
for that.
saw that image and it
I don't
didn't
yeah,
look like a Japanese war flag to me. I
But
mean, like
I'm not
if
Korean,
it's
so I
a
don't know.
Stretch, I mean, it's a stretch. It's literally a freaking stretch because
anything with rays then can be construed as that, correct?
right.
Like even is it the Tibetan flag has rays or something?
It's like anything black, white, and red can be associated with a Nazi flag.
Yeah.
Like like
I don't know if it's that loose, but maybe.
I don't want to
I don't
spend
know.
too much time on it. I know that they're working to find a solution.
They still haven't?
But so moving forward, the school that we're activating next, we have had a robust community vetting process on all the murals, all the designs, from community members to the neighborhood council to students.
yeah, I was wondering how that
Dude,
works.
I'm in the
because-
neighborhood council. That doesn't mean shit.
Well,
I'm the
I
vice
think-
chair of the neighborhood council here in West LA.
you really?
That doesn't mean dick. it means negative, in my opinion.
There's been town hall meetings every month.
Oh, horrible.
So
Okay.
we've been staying really busy.
to
Yeah,
speak-
we've been staying really busy to make sure that
Yeah.
the art makes sense for that community. I think that's so important.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that. Like, especially since you're doing like events in schools. I mean, like, I can speak from my experience as a former student that like you don't see murals on buildings, especially like in grade school, or junior high
Really?
levels.
I see them all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't. So, like, I mean, aside from like gigantic like logos of characters or mascots with, the wording, the name of the school, blaring across it, like it just doesn't. It's not something I see regularly.
Okay.
Like, so, like, how do you guys like, like, obviously you're going to choose certain artists who fit the,
Context.
right.
I think context is really important. And for me, you're right, man. Growing up, we didn't really have much murals at the schools that I went to growing up. But I do remember going on a field trip to the museums, and that was really inspiring for me. That was one of the things that really got me into art, was that school field trip. That was a big moment for me. And so,
What did you see, or where did you go?
I remember I went to the Barbara Kruger exhibit,
Oh, okay.
which was really eye-opening. That was like in like '99. And then I took art history in college, and I would hang out at LACMA. I would go to the Japanese pavilion, and I would see all the terracotta sculptures inside the other areas and learn. And I got straight A's in all my art history classes. And it was just such a huge thing for me to be that kind of visual learner and have imagery to look at to reference historical events. And it would jog my memory so well in ways that I couldn't do just by trying to study history.
Cool.
Right, so
Wait,
art history
and
was-
you're telling me this was high school?
This was high school into college.
Awesome. Because in high school, I had no art history of any sort.
No. Art history was more in college.
Okay.
But the museum trips started in high school.
I had no museum trips in high school. I mean, they were on my own, if at all, but nothing with school.
And I was really lucky
Yeah,
to go on
ever.
a couple field trips, man.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I was always into art. I
Yeah.
loved comics and anime and film. So I was always into all that stuff. And why do you think I was such a big fan of Giant Robot growing up?
Which high school did you
Went
go
to
to?
Santa Monica High School.
Oh, okay. So you're local that way.
Yeah. And, so growing up out here on the west side, I could come to Giant Robot for the openings and the different events. And a lot of your fans probably have seen me, at the openings.
I've definitely seen you at the openings.
I would always come here. I'd be that kid, in my early 20s with the black book. Yeah. And I'd be like, "Hey, Luke, will you sign my black book?"
I actually I totally forgot, but after you just said it, totally reminded me of the fact what it was like, freaking 13 years ago, and maybe a little bit maybe 10 years ago or something. But So how long have you been doing this for, Warren? How long has Branded Arts been Branded Arts?
It's been 9 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had Branded Arts for 9 years. I curated my first show 10 years ago, where we had Biz Marquee DJ, and we had 100 artists in that show.
Wow.
And there was a lot of amazing artists in that show, Shepard had a piece in it, Audrey Kawasaki, a lot of different galleries that I have had frequented, because I'm a collector first and foremost.
Sure.
So that show that I did, the first show I ever did when I was 25, I had all this love from different galleries and collectors that I knew, saying, I would say, "Hey, would you put a piece from your collection in the show?" Or to a gallery, "Would you put some of your inventory in the show, and a portion of it will go to a different charity?" Right? So in that case, it was Heal the Bay, which was like an ocean cleanup charity based out of Santa Monica that got the water from a D to a B grade. My dad was really passionate about that charity, and I'm passionate about kind of ocean preservation and things like that. So that was a cool one. Right. And then every year would work with a different charity, and that's when I started forming the partnerships with the schools.
So is Branded Arts a nonprofit?
No, we're kind of an ambassador for nonprofits.
Right.
So we work with different nonprofits that we want to develop, projects with, and we kind of have a charitable arm of our organization. But we do a lot of commission work too. So we try to balance the passion and the profit. Sure. But I'm really passionate about trying to share this art with all the kids of the city and the world.
Right. You were telling me earlier that you had been doing a lot of traveling to art fairs and stuff like that. Is what you're doing? Would you consider what you're doing to be like comparable to say the powwows and I think that's probably the most famous mural festival in the world is powwow.
I don't know about in the world, but at least here.
Well, they do a Taipei one.
I don't know. All I know is I've seen mural
pictures
pictures in Europe that are they are gigantic compared to what I've seen here. Ginormous size.
There's a lot of cool
scale.
festivals, you guys, doing a lot of massive walls around the world. Europe is really well known for finding just gargantuan sized buildings.
Yeah.
Getting artists to paint these walls. It's tremendous. I've had an opportunity to travel to so many of these places, man, and it's been so inspiring. I've made so many incredible contacts, friends, people that I always admired. And then I get to travel and watch them paint and then hang out with them and talk about what we do. And there's this real wonderful kind of international community that we're all part of in terms of mural making. And it really is special. So a lot of artists are coming from around the world for this project to be part of this. And so we're extremely grateful and extremely excited to have this just incredible international group of artists ready to represent.
You're saying that it starts on the 9th?
13th, Monday the 13th.
Monday the 13th, and it goes
Saturday the 18th.
So all the painting is going to be happening between those days.
Yeah, so we start on Monday. We'll have a couple days of prep before, but we're officially starting on Monday, which is about 6 days from now.
Right.
And then throughout the week we'll be painting. There's programming. If you look on the website, brandedarts.com/Maya Angelou, you can see the whole programming schedule. We're having a symposium Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's a ton of really cool speakers. We have DMC from Run DMC who's going to present. We have people from the different organizations that we're working with. We're working with NASA JPL to do a contest.
Yeah, I noticed the NASA logo on here. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
What is NASA doing, and have the flat earthers come out to protest it?
Not yet, man. NASA JPL is doing a student poster contest, illustration art, just for the kids of Maya Angelou.
Oh, okay.
The engineering class, all the different classes that have to do with science and technology, and other kids as well. So there's going to be some special prizes. They're doing a workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're excited about that partnership. They got some cool prizes for the winners of the contest too. And then, there's a lot of really amazing partners. Like LACMA is doing a workshop with the kids. But everything culminates on Saturday the 18th. We have some really cool presenters and performers. We have the Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Miguel. You guys know who Miguel is?
No.
Miguel's pretty cool. He's got a couple million.
We're kind of old.
He's got a couple million followers.
Is he old or young or?
I don't think he's hit 40 yet. He might be close.
So he's old.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet
still
you he's
never
in
heard
his
of him.
mid-30s.
Was he a Menudo member?
I mean,
His name is Miguel, so I'm just kind of being racist.
Yeah.
Racist?
Saying,
Yeah.
I mean,
I have no idea who he is. Sorry.
Miguel's the man. He's the man. And
But he just goes by Miguel?
Yeah, I don't know much about like pop music or like what like what's going on and
Yeah. But nonetheless, he's performing.
But you have music performers and stuff like that going on.
Okay.
That's cool.
So yeah, we have some really wonderful stuff. We're doing a pop-up art gallery
Cool.
in the school gymnasium. There's a whole bunch of artists participating in that, which is gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, you have a crazy list of like artists. Like I'm not sure like if all of them are like muralists who are doing murals at the school or like.
It says murals by and then artwork by on the big flyer with lots of verbiage. So the murals by are going to be the muralists.
Yeah.
And then there's artwork by. And many of the muralists will submit pieces for the pop-up show too. And there's over 120 students that are going to be showing their work.
You have 31 muralists and...
Got to be over 50 artists, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of murals. Are they going? Do you have like a lot of them collaborating or to get up on?
I think there's maybe 2 collabs happening. The Ni Santos Collective is 4 girls, so that's one of the collabs. And then there's 2 local artists, Ank One and Pedal. They're going to do a big collab. So it lowers our wall count, I guess you could say. I think we're close to 30 walls.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think like 2 years ago, didn't you also do another school?
Yeah, the Kennedy School, which is that was I think 30 walls, and that had Shepard and Circle and Risk, and Greg Mike and Bo Stanton and a bunch of other amazing artists. That was a great project, man. This one I think we're going to outdo ourselves because I feel like the programming is so much more robust in terms of the types of presentations that we're doing, because the goal is to really kind of increase the umbrella of the creative economy that we're going to touch on, right?
What do you mean by that?
When you talk about the umbrella of the arts, right? What is that? What does that mean?
I don't know.
The umbrella of the what is under the umbrella of the arts? Well,
Not me.
Yes, you are. Of course, you are.
No, man. I am the umbrella. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Well, you're
I'm
a
kidding.
curator and a
I'm
gallerist,
joking.
so
I have
you-
no idea.
You house painters and visual artists, but there's also and you represent.
I feel like I'm in the rain, though. Seriously, like I don't feel like I'm under an umbrella. I feel like
Well,
I'm on the outside.
Yeah,
That's how I always feel like.
Maybe it's a weird analogy, but when you talk about film, fashion design, music, dance, all these different things are part of the creative economy.
Sure.
And 1 out of every 5 jobs in LA comes from the creative economy. And I don't think kids really understand that. It's a wild statistic. They're so focused, and parents as well are very focused on if you don't get straight A's and become a doctor or a lawyer or something, you're not going to be successful. And that is so not true. So we want to be able to kind of let the youth understand that they too can be part of the creative economy and have a really great career within that. There's a lot of jobs to be had.
Well, it's basically going to be the only career, in the future, unless you work underneath a creative, because with automation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. But I think the more creative we can think, the more outside the box that young people can think, the better, right? So by immersing them in an artful environment, by painting giant murals that are impactful and inspirational throughout the entire campus, because they're there for 4 years every day.
Right.
That's a lot of time to spend in one place. If
Yeah.
you go there every day and it's a little dreary, the walls are gray, it's not as impactful, I think.
Right.
And there's a lot of other people that have talked about this, about how if you transform the environment, it will help the lives of the people within that environment, whether it's nice plants or nice art or nice surroundings, nice furniture, whatever it is. It increases the overall feeling of the space in a positive way, in a really positive way. So that's what we're doing.
Is that, I mean, I think it's great that the branded arts, business model has kind of gone into, trying to work with these institutions. But like, do you have plans on like doing just normal, like say, non, institutional kind of institution in the sense of a school, like kinds of mural festivals. Like, I honestly believe that there's a lot of amazing artists in Los Angeles, and there's a lot of amazing opportunities for, especially like, downtown warehouse districts and stuff like that, to where like, that entire area could be transformed, with say a mural festival. Do you have any thoughts on expanding into that kind of territory?
Well, we've been fortunate to work with a lot of different building owners around LA and around the world. We're up to over 400 public art projects in 50 cities around the world now. Yeah, it's been...
So public meaning it's still a private building, perhaps, right? It's not a public building.
It's in the public eye. So
okay.
whether it's
that's
owned,
different.
Whether it's owned by...
Because you said it's a developer. If it's developers, that's like condos and stuff like that, right?
We've painted on residential buildings. We've painted on commercial buildings. We've painted on city buildings. Mm-hmm. We've painted on a lot of different types of buildings. But one thing I've learned is that, a building owner can always change their mind. Right? When you register a mural, I'm on the board of the Mural Conservancy of LA. So I've learned a lot about these mural rules and regulations. You can register a mural with the city. It's doable. Cool. It's a bit tedious. There's a process, but you can do it. It costs like $60 to $80. Okay? You go through a permit process. You got to get a notarized covenant agreement with the building owner for a 2-year minimum. Mm-hmm. The building owner has to say, I'm going to let that mural stay for a minimum of 2 years. Now, there are ways to kind of, exit that agreement. Let's say he or she sells the building, or construction is happening, or something happens. There's ways out of it. But if you really want to register the mural with the city will, not only will they give you a certificate of registration, but they'll put clear coat on top of it. Mm-hmm. They'll put a UV anti-graffiti protector on it.
Cool. That's expensive.
It's expensive, but they only do up to 700 square feet. And if you look at some of the walls we're doing, I mean, that's not nearly enough. So we end up having to clear coat the rest on our own.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
But
it's a lot of fun.
Have you thought about doing, I don't know, like I was just, I'm just thinking of like, I've had the chance of walking around, Hawaii, I think it's Oahu, right? Looking at like, the last, powwow, I've done murals in Detroit and for murals in the market. And that's really, for me, that's the extent of, the festivals that I've done.
We got to do one with you, man. This needs to happen.
Yeah, we should definitely talk. Cause I'm still trying to build up my street cred or my credibility to kind of like get into that mural game. But
I've always said you should do right here outside a giant robot.
Where?
That little wall right here, unless it's a billboard.
You can't take a look at the wall.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the wall is now blocked by that's why you can't do anything on it. It's now blocked by a shed from next door.
Last time I saw it,
they built in front of it.
A while ago, it was pretty open.
Yeah, they built in front of it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now then, yeah.
it's
fucked.
I think that from my small little experiences of these kind of festivals, it's a very festive kind of environment.
Yeah.
Where usually kind of like in like some kind of like area like a downtownish kind of area, where people can come in and out. People are working around you, going about their daily lives, but obviously it sounds similar to what you're doing with the school, but at the same time I have this it's a school kind of
there's visitation. You have to go to the visitor center and check in to go see the art. It's a little bit more restricted than being in the streets, right?
Right. And you also can't go at night, right? When the school's closed.
During school hours,
yeah. So you better not have a job because you can't go.
And you can't necessarily go during school hours. You have to go between 3:30 and 8.
So are you
can go that late? That's cool.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So there'll be times posted on the walls. Maybe not 8, but during the summer it stays light so long. That's why we try to do these during the summer, so we have more daylight to work with. But to your point about painting in the streets and doing festivals, we actually have produced and curated different festivals around the world. So we've worked on some amazing projects. We'll be in Switzerland this summer, working on a project called Vision Art Festival. This will be our 5th year doing that, which is a ski village about an hour and a half north of Zurich. And they have a deal with the municipality there where you can paint all the chairlift shacks up and down the ski mountain. But we go during the summer when there's not as many people there. We paint all the different structures.
Right.
And then when it snows, the groundskeepers actually manicure the snow around these structures so you can see all the art when you're skiing down the mountain.
That's cool.
It's really cool. They've had Okuda, Felipe Pantone, Leon Kier. They've had some amazing artists there. It's pretty cool. It's a great project. Yeah.
How far do you usually plan ahead for these things?
It varies. It really varies. This particular project has been a lot of planning, trying to get the right partnerships in place, trying to get everything in gear to do. The school has hosted a dance festival the last 2 years. So that was kind of the focus of the arts branch, was to work on the dance festival. And we actually designed the logo for the dance festival with an artist named Sam Flores. You guys know him?
Oh, yeah, Sam Flores.
Yeah, he did a really cool one, which was amazing. And that was kind of like the beginning of the Phoenix design, because it was a bird in the shape of a heart, and it said leading with heart, where the ART was highlighted. Nice. It was nice. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all about doing stuff that's kid-friendly, but still cool.
Yeah.
Right? And so how do we make it cool so these kids can really own it? So if we're not making content that's awesome, that kids want to share and repost and take ownership of, then we're not doing our job right. So we have to kind of engage artists that we think are really going to crush it and do an amazing job to inspire these kids, man. This is a high school in South Central. It's not, an easy situation for a lot of these kids living in that community.
Right.
So this school, we want it to be a really special kind of inspiring place. Every day when they go to school, they're going to see all this amazing art. I think it's going to be really special for them.
Oh, well, no, I can't imagine it not being.
It's going to be fun.
We
hope we can do more as well.
Absolutely. I think that, especially considering, how certain parts of Southern California are notorious for being quote unquote deserts, whether it's a food desert or just, a financial desert. I think it's good to be able to try and find ways of being able to reach out to those places, so.
I'm just so grateful, man. These teachers are the best people on the planet. These teachers and administrators, they work so hard for these kids, man. And it's not like they're making millions and millions of dollars, but they're staying late. They're coming out of their own pocket to do stuff for these kids, to buy art supplies. These people have inspired me so much, man, working with them and getting to know them. These are personal friends now from every school that I've worked with. We're friends on Facebook. We talk on occasion and ask each other how we're doing. They're all the schools that I've worked with in the past, they're all coming out for this to come see our next big project. And, we're building this really special kind of, I guess you could call it a fellowship to a degree, of artists and educators and people who want to make a positive social impact. That's what it's all about. I think the more people we can get tuned in that direction, the better.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
no. That's the entire goal of public art in general, right?
Where does a budget come from a project like this? Because you've mentioned people from all over the place.
It's hard, man.
That means there's a lot of money coming in just for the artists to
I wouldn't say
get
a
here.
lot. Branded Arts is the title sponsor of this. And then, we've been fortunate to get, funding from a few different private donors, a few different entities. The district has chipped in.
Couldn't you just get local artists?
The majority is local.
Okay.
I think we're only flying in 4 artists.
That's plenty.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We got a cool hotel
Good luck.
sponsorship. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's something that we wanted to do was bring internationals over to LA to show these kids how diverse. But LA is such a diverse international city already. So technically we could do it without flying one person in. We really wanted to bring these artists in.
So how have
and
you?
I'm a huge fan of them.
Right.
They're amazing.
Well, I mean, like I think most kind of, mural festivals, are always going to run into that issue of local artists versus international artists.
Sure, because you probably have like locals that are like, why am I not in this? And I went to the school, right? You might have something like that.
The majority of the artists are local.
Yeah, but I mean,
Vast
you're going to get
majority.
some who are saying, I went to this school 8 years ago, and I'm not one of the muralists. Why? I'm sure you're going to have that.
We had a pretty robust vetting process in terms of the local artists that we looked at. We looked at literally well over a couple hundred local artists and tried to figure out, okay, who would be the best for this?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the artists showed up at the town halls, pulled me aside and said, hey, this is my work. This is what I do. I would love to work on this project, and we got to know them a little bit and understand, how passionate they were about the project. And that went a long way as well.
But then what happens when you just still have to say no? I mean, is that what you do?
It's hard. I mean, you're a curator. You know how it is. Everyone wants to be in the
I don't do
show.
mural festivals and stuff.
Yeah, but you put together, a lot of shows, and I'm sure you get submissions a lot.
And I say no, man. That's all I got. That's all I can do. But
Well, if they keep,
but I don't have people that feel entitled, I think, to be in the show. That's a difference. And I feel like in a mural festival, you're going to have people that feel entitled, like I should be in this, and there's no reason why I'm not in this type of thing. Versus me, where I'm like it's a finite space.
Yeah, I mean, so is the school, right?
Yeah.
It's a finite space.
So I'm just wondering how you have to
You
deal with
only have
that.
so many walls.
You
can
have
do
30,
in
man.
one
That's a lot of
sitting or
walls.
in 1 week. Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, knowing the context of, like doing it a place of like, for children and education, like I don't think I would ever even try to do something like do a school. I mean, like I think I could create work that would fit into a school, but like I would feel so apprehensive, like personally, because like my work is not generally kid friendly. I mean, though kids love my though kids love my work, but like it's just not conducive to an educational environment.
Well, I think your story is interesting. You've gone through your trials and tribulations, just like everyone has.
Yes.
But you're a positive, successful artist, and you're a fun person to be around. So I feel like that story of kind of going through those hurdles and still, coming out shining is a nice story.
Right.
And there are pieces of yours. Boba Fett comes to mind because May the 4th was just the other day. And now it's a lovely piece, man, and it would be a fun mural to put.
Right,
And you can get Disney to sponsor it, right? They run Star Wars now. But
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Disney people are weird.
Yeah.
They're really weird. Like,
Since all your stuff has licenses from Disney already, it'd be easy.
All right, let's talk about your original characters. Okay?
Oh, yes, go to that. Yeah, that's it.
I think, well, look, a lot of artists, satire off existing characters, but you've done something special. You have a character that everybody identifies with.
that I've been growing
The bear.
for the past. Yeah, the bear, bear, or the rabbits, or the chicken.
The bear.
Or
The bear.
The bear is the
one.
go-to.
Yeah,
That's
the
your
bear's the
profile
go-to.
picture.
Yep, that's the one that I'm most notorious
Every
for.
sketch I've ever gotten
Well,
from you.
Yeah, is a bear.
because
Because
it's-
it's the easiest one for me to draw.
But it's also
Because
it's
those
also
gaps-
it's also him.
You're
right?
preoccupied.
It's also you. So.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, I mean, the rabbit is me, the chicken is me.
The chicken's you too?
Oh yeah.
God damn it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like
difficult.
the monkey
And
is me.
You are
like-
also Boba Fett.
No, that one's not.
Oh, okay.
The Boba Fett stuff that I've done is purely a financial, thing. Like I want to make some money, so I'm going to satirize, this, popular character.
And many artists have been incredibly successful utilizing other existing IP.
There's look, I'm not afraid. I'm not going to not everything I do is some fucking grand art project. Some of it's just for fucking money.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nothing wrong with it.
I think about one of my favorite all-time Luke Chu pieces is the dematerializing bear.
Oh yeah, the disintegration one.
The disintegration one.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that have prints of that. My friend Paul has a print of that.
Yep.
Shout out Paul Meadow.
Oh yeah.
And
Mr. Simonetti.
yeah, so it's like that piece is so strong. That would be an epic mural, right? Because there's a ton of detail. It'd probably take you a long time to do.
Oh, well, with cans, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
I know.
I like once the first time I did a mural was 5 years ago back in Murals in the Market, and it was a brick wall, mortar bricks, and I'm like, I am not going to fucking fight this wall with fucking brushes, because that just seems like a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
So, because I was originally planning on brushing it, like depending on the wall, and then when I saw the wall, I was like, all right, I'm going to teach myself how to use cans.
You bring up a good point regarding placemaking and how we pick artists, because we have to analyze the surfaces of the walls.
Right.
I can't put a brush painter on a giant corrugated metal wall. It just doesn't work that way. It would take them forever, and they would hate me for it. That really lends itself well to an aerosol artist, right? So we have to think about the access, the wall locations, and pick artists that can flow with that surface.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a big part of this placemaking that we do as a public art curator and organizer. So, like, if I gave you a wall, Luke, if me and my team talked about what wall we should give Luke, right? It would absolutely want to be something that's a little smoother than like a crazy brick.
Well, I like using cans for doing, like, just get like a couple of different caps.
Well,
and
there you go,
like,
then.
and like, just I like when I do paintings now, it's like I'll literally get every single various shade of gray that I could find, some earth tony ones, some cool ones, and I'll just go to town and build layers up that way. And like, I actually found that using cans on walls is the easiest way to paint, because like when you're doing brush stuff, you have to build layers.
Definitely.
But when you're doing cans, just go
Get after it.
like,
Have you ever tried sugar spray paint?
That's there's a brand that uses
It's made by Iron Lac.
Yeah, Iron Lac
Australia.
does that.
So that's our spray sponsor. Shout out Iron Lac at Iron Lac, and they've been amazing. So the sugar is based from sugar. The sugar spray paint is based from sugar instead of most spray paint, which is based from petroleum.
Right.
So this is the most eco-friendly, environmentally conscious spray paint on the market, which is kind of cool.
So is it still a water base then in this case?
It's not. I don't necessarily think it's based out of sugar. It's sugar based. I
Wow,
think.
that's weird.
I have to reference the safety data sheet.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
it's
it's still like a lacquer of some sort, so that because like lacquers aren't necessarily aren't necessarily, they just have a chemical in them that locks it in, so that when it's raining, it's not going to fucking like melt,
Yeah.
So, but unless it's or it has a way of curing that,
Right.
Right.
No, it's a great spray, and that's what we're using with all of our artists.
Oh, interesting.
So everybody's using aerosol?
Okay. All of the spray artists are
Right.
using sugar.
Yeah.
The majority of the artists are actually using bucket paint, which is Bear artists.
Like
BAER, right?
BEHR.
BEHR.
Oh, BHR. That's it.
like
it's a weird spelling.
That's an acrylic kind of.
It's like
It's
wall
water.
paint.
It is
Wall
water.
paint.
It's
it
like
is
wall
water-based,
paint, right?
yeah.
It's like normal what you.
But it's the marquee ultra premium. It's like the best stuff. It's really strong.
So it doesn't like
exterior paint.
fall apart in 5
No,
years.
I mean this
because
stuff.
of
This
the
paint,
sun.
the technology's come so far.
Right.
Just in the last decade.
Yeah.
So now we can put up colorful art and clear coat it properly, and it could stay bright and vivid and luminous for decades.
Wow.
Really is special before you have to retouch it.
Is it like using the UV coating on it and stuff?
Yeah,
too?
we're gonna
It's
put the
got to,
UV
right?
clear coat. Yep.
It has to.
It's good stuff.
How's the UV coat applied? Is it rolled on or is it sprayed on?
You can do both.
Okay.
If you spray it, you got to back roll it.
What does that mean?
So like when you spray it and it starts dripping, you need a roller in one hand. You can kind of like back roll it.
Oh, okay.
Just to smoothen it out.
Yeah. When we do these ginormous buildings, and we coat them with a sprayer.
All right.
Cool.
It's interesting. Like, I was just thinking of the wall at Corey Holford Gallery. Corey Holford Gallery is in downtown Los Angeles.
Borough Heights.
Now, actually, this brings up a couple of different things. Like, I remember like I was talking to the guys at Static Medium back when they were in K-Town, and they had murals on their walls. And apparently, like, what they did was they actually had an opportunity to meet some of the gangs that were their business was located in, and kind of like talk to them and like go, hey, we're going to be putting up murals here. Are you okay with that? And as a result of even talking to these people, they like their murals were rarely, if not ever, tagged on or dissed or anything like that.
And we've done a lot of that with this project as well. We've talked to the local graffiti crews that are in that area, and we've actually recruited a couple of them for the festival.
Okay.
I'm going to say who, but
yeah, I kind of feel like that's
see.
like, you know, what would be completely necessary if you're going to be doing.
And
that
you know,
kind
we're
of-
grateful. We're grateful for them allowing this to happen in their community as well, because it's their community.
Yes.
The goal is that they can develop great relationships with the local schools and local officials, and do more projects in the community, sanctioned, hopefully paid well projects. One of the local artists has already already has a vendor account with the district and is going to start doing workshops with the kids. So it's really cool stuff. It's about opening doors for these local artists to get more involved in the local art community in a cool way, in a profitable way, in a safe way. I think that's the right way to do this.
But have you had a pushback, you know, the other way around, where you couldn't get to someone to say yes? You know what I'm saying? It's okay. And you've done a bunch of mural projects. You must have run into actually
you're always going to have your obstacles and challenges.
Well, that's life, man. But I mean, I'm talking about like a violent graffiti guy, which there's a lot of.
Come on, give us some stories, man. This is what the podcast is for.
Look, I mean, like, if you're going into an area and you want to use good art, and you want to use local artists that are great, and that's what we're doing.
Right.
We're using a lot of incredibly awesome local artists.
Right.
And I think it wouldn't be right if we didn't do it that way. That is the way to go.
I'm asking you, have you run into into an uncooperative person despite how hard you've tried working with them?
That's the same question I just asked.
Man,
that just was like, you know, just yes or no.
Yeah, man, we've had a few negative Nancys over the years.
Negative Nancy's. Yes, I love it. Well, you know. Of course, right? It's got to happen.
I mean, like, if you're even at this now for like 9 fucking years, you know, like you're gonna run into like some complete jackasses.
It's true.
But I mean, especially I would think in not murals, but the graffiti element of it is filled with like lots of, you know, like ownership and
Territory.
Territory, ownership. Any small thing can trigger the ultimate anger.
Well, look,
out of nowhere.
I believe in you know, showing the utmost respect to these
and that's
guys,
not enough
to the
sometimes.
graffiti crews, because if it wasn't for them, this whole movement wouldn't even be a thing. Okay, like if it wasn't for them risking their necks and doing these beautiful, colorful, elaborate art pieces on the streets, none of this would have been popularized. Okay, so it's because of them that we're even here, able to do this stuff in a way where people are going to allow it to happen.
Do you think that's true, Luke?
You know, I was just like thinking about what you're saying, and I
saw Luke's face just now.
I remember like when I first moved to Los Angeles in 2003, and I was driving eastbound down the 10 from downtown toward the San Gabriel Valley, and right around that bend, around Santa Fe, the Santa Fe exit or something like that, someone had gone up on one of the freeway signs. And like not one of the main ones, like one of the ones off the side, like the side exits, and did this elaborate calligraphy piece that was gold and black with like white highlights, and it covered the entire fucking sign.
The back of it?
Front of it.
Oh, wow.
Total daredevil stuff, man.
Yeah.
I was just like
mind-blowing what they've done, man.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
like totally like elaborate and freaking had like all these like weird elements, like highlights and shadows and everything, but like with the base color being this kind of mustard yellow kind of lettering, and I was floored. I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
It's crazy,
like,
right?
At fucking 70 miles an hour as
Yeah.
I'm fucking, you know, flying down the freeway. And I was just like, dude, fucking like whoever did that has fucking balls.
Sure.
You know, and whoever did that like fucking had to have worked fucking fast.
Look,
Yeah.
I got the utmost respect
it's
for these
scary.
guys, man.
Yeah.
They're incredible. And,
No, I mean,
I'm grateful for the ones that I've been fortunate enough to work with and develop relationships with. And, you know, I mean, I grew up in LA, so I would always see this stuff, and I was always inspired by it. I never really did too much graffiti myself, but a lot of my friends did, and man, I mean, it's just had such an impact on me.
Well, you know, Warren, what I think...
I painted a cement truck once.
You what?
I graffitied on a cement truck once.
Oh.
I thought I was going to do graffiti, but I did that and I was like, this wasn't that fun. And I didn't continue.
Whenever I'm at
I tagged a truck.
in Detroit, like,
so bad.
I'll just grab a can and I'll just start like tagging like little things with just little bear heads all over the place, And so there's tags all over fucking the Eastern Market, with but I'm curious. I'm just genuinely curious about like obviously, like what you're doing is great, and it's a noble project, and I think it's great. But I want to know the nightmare stories. I want to hear some. You don't have to give me names, but like fucking like what is like tell me about the fucking hang-ups of doing this kind of thing.
I mean, it's always a challenge when, sometimes the fact that I'm sometimes caught in the middle. Where like one artist is very, very particular about the design that they're willing to do, okay? And then a building owner or someone who's involved with the project is trying to dictate something else to that artist, right?
Yep.
And then I'm like, hey, artist, can you change it to a degree? I don't want you to compromise your integrity as an artist. I'm here to stand by this project with the number one priority being that you can keep your integrity as an artist. I don't want you to have to conform for somebody, right? And then next thing you know, I'm dealing with a building owner who's being really difficult about it. And sometimes projects have fallen apart. Other times projects have become a mess because of it. And so, you can't bat 1,000 when it comes to this. That's for sure. There's always going to be, hiccups. Maybe a project gets greenlit and then something happens, or some other building owner partner comes in waving his hands at the last minute or during and starts saying, oh, I never okayed that. And I'm like, wait, what? So that's why we have signed contracts now. And I've learned my lessons. I've had my, ups and downs with it.
You and I had a little bit of a skirmish a long time ago. Remember that? It was, it was, it was at the show you did at, whatchamacallit? In the Man Chinese Theater.
Oh, right. That wasn't a mural, though.
What? It wasn't a mural.
Gallery.
It wasn't. It was.
You did live art.
I was doing live art.
And it was vicious.
Yeah.
You are not in a good state.
Where was it at? It was at the Men's Chinese has a gallery?
I know. Yeah. I remember now. I'm going to tell the story. All right. So we were doing a pop-up art gallery at the TLC Chinese Theater. Okay, I'm sorry, TCL.
Anyways, the Chinese theater.
The Chinese
where the
theater.
handprints are.
Anyway, this is 6 years ago, right? So I have a lot on my mind. But anyway, the Chinese theater show, right? We were donating a portion of the proceeds to a charity, and we had a bunch of panels set up out front where artists were painting live. So we had Woes was doing a live piece, Vile, Drew Merritt. It was an awesome little setup, right?
And I was
thousands of people walking by on Hollywood Boulevard on a Saturday night, checking out all these artists. Like, what's going on? Come check out the art gallery. We modded out the movie theater lobby into a pop-up show. It was cool.
Yeah, you had a gallery kind of show upstairs, and then you had like a bunch of like panels erected up in the atrium, I guess you could say, of the theater, and like
This is funny. This is really funny. All right. So this is a great story. Did you know we were going to talk about this?
No, I just fucking like.
This is amazing.
I just thought like I try to keep this thing entertaining.
This is great.
I mean?
So here's my recollection. Luke is not in a like I said, Luke's been through some trials, tribulations, I would imagine, and so whatever. But props to you for being who you are and where you are, and you're the man. I love your stuff, man. You're a great person. Anyways,
this is the before the bad news comes
2013. Yeah, I'm kind of.
No, I mean like, look, I know there was a line that I crossed.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I wasn't there, but
I got
this sounds
you a
interesting.
picture.
I wasn't even there.
So
man.
basically, this is a children's charity that we're supporting. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay. And there's a lot of people from the charity that are attending the gallery, right, for the fundraiser, and all the artists are doing stuff. There's no nudity, no violence, no bad words. It's just kind of like relatively
I crossed
PC.
the bad word.
Oh boy! And not only so he did the bear, right? But it was a snarling bear with red eyes and red inside of his mouth.
So red's okay.
jagged
And I
teeth.
think I
No, he
wrote
was
like
evil.
and I think I crossed and basically I put in and I started doing lettering around it. I think it was above it if I
Yes, to the top right of said bear.
Another fucking sad bear or something like that.
I think it was worse than that, but maybe.
I know
Something effing something.
I either dropped an F-bomb or I used the word goddamn.
No, you dropped the F-bomb.
You can say goddamn, right?
I remember that. So then, you were not in a good frame, so I couldn't really talk to you
Well,
at the
no,
time.
I was actually I will say this. 6 years ago, I was sober, but the thing is that I'm definitely not as even keeled as I am now, because it takes a long time to get over these kind
Could
of
have been having a bad day, a bad night, whatever.
And so and basically, but you found my artistic expression disagreeable.
Yeah.
I found your disagreeableness completely disagreeable, and so I ended up fucking splattering fucking paint on my fucking piece and walking it off for about an hour.
But then you came back.
I came back.
I had someone talk to you. I can't remember who. I think it might have been Woes.
No, it wasn't Woes. It was
somebody.
one of your guys that that you was working with you at that
I was like,
thing.
can someone talk? Can you talk to Luke and try to smooth this out? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I came back and I smoothed it out
Yeah.
and I reworked it.
That's a great story.
But that was.
Wow.
I just thought it'd be funny to bring this up. Just
Man,
because,
artists.
Yeah,
Man,
like
You already and you knew that coming into what it was, and you did it anyway. Your fault.
Oh, it's totally Luke's fault.
It's totally my fault.
Yeah,
but
your
the thing
fault.
is, like,
you knew what you're stepping into, and you did it.
I mean, like
You
I
did it to
knew
be
what I knew what I
You did it to be
stepping into
reactionary.
a public kind of event, but honestly, I didn't even know
You knew
that
it was for
it was
kids. It was for
children's
kids.
a children's related thing.
It was in the announcement, but that's okay.
See, it was probably in the
No,
emails.
don't sweat
okay,
it.
this
Don't
is-
sweat it. There's a
here's-
lot of
It was-
verbiage
it was
on
on- it was on the
myself.
flyer. It was on the flyer.
Here's my issue with like some of these things, like
That's why
you
you didn't
guys
do.
both work with a shit ton
Wait,
of artists.
that's why you're not in any of these murals. I figured it out.
I'm not. I'm.
Because you wrote "fuck" on a public. Oh my God!
That's true.
So things are
it's my
changing.
favorite word. It's my favorite word.
Things are changing,
It's
but
my
okay.
favorite word.
No.
We've all grown.
But
okay.
the thing is,
I'm just
is
kidding.
that, but the thing is that first of all, this is way
It's
too
okay.
much copy for me to read.
It's a lot of copy. I agree. I have a problem with copy. I think
I mean, we're
Like,
talking like
sum it up in 2 sentences. Give me the date. Give me the size. Give me the general rules.
But the first the second sentence probably said, "Oh, this is a children's thing."
and I'm like,
well.
I'm like,
well.
I'm just looking for the size and the date I need to be there and the
It's
medium
okay.
that I need.
But that was a long time ago. It's okay, right,
Yeah,
Born?
I mean,
okay.
that show,
Live and
if
learn.
anyone
It's all good.
went to that show, that's listening maybe did, that was a cool show. We actually modded out the main hallway of the Chinese theater.
Mm-hmm.
So when we started, we would go into spaces where you would never expect to have a gallery, and we would build one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have this incredible team of incredible artists and craftsmen and builders. So what we're doing at this show is we're modding the school gym into a gallery. We did this one time before. We actually take off these, they're called crash pads on the walls, in a basketball gym when you're running, you crash into the pads.
Right.
So we took those off and we repainted the whole perimeter. Then we're doing lights and we're hanging the whole gallery in the basketball gym.
Are you putting up fake walls to
No,
accommodate work?
we're going to hang right on the wall.
I'm assuming that it's got bleachers that crunch.
No
in.
bleachers in this one, fortunately.
Whoa.
It's called the small gym. There's the main gym where the school team plays. And,
Oh, okay.
It's like
they
a
have
practice
the
one or
scoreboard.
something?
There's the practice
Gotcha.
gym. And it's nice.
Yeah.
So
The big schools always got a practice gym,
Yeah,
just
and
so
then-
you know.
yeah,
They got a
and-
main gym and a practice gym.
But think about this gym, man.
Yeah.
Think of it. Here's the exterior. You've got Shepherd on one side, Circle, Rabbi of Circle on the other, and then JR on the other side. And then on the other side, you have this cat from Sweden named Huge Art, who does kind of these bubble metallic letters. This whole gym is getting wrapped with incredible murals. Then inside is going to house all the gallery students, the 120 students, all framed. So we paid for frames for all the kids. So I think it's way better than thumbtacking their work to the wall. You want to try to elevate them with everybody else. So it's something that they can put on their college application, that they were part of it. It's a really nice experience for them.
How many students do you have participating or contributing to the event? Because you can't. It's not every student, right?
Well, the
it's
school, think there's 1,700 kids at the school.
Yeah, that's a lot of
1,600
kids. Yeah.
And then we've had 5 committees that have been meeting every week for the last 4 months. There's going to be a media journalism committee.
Like student committees.
Yeah, student committees led by different faculty members.
Okay.
I told you these are the best people on the planet, these teachers. They're amazing, man. So we have media journalism. Kids are going to be running around doing interviews with artists, filming, taking photos, creating photo sets and content. There's a publications committee. Kids have been involved on the booklet brochures. They're going to be involved with the silent auction templates for the gallery and all that good stuff. There's a gallery planning committee, so kids are actually helping with the gallery installation, which is happening this week. And then there's a academics committee where kids have been creating ideas to challenge the artists. So the artists aren't just the ones thinking of the content. It's like we challenge the kids, like think of Maya Angelou-centric imagery, quotes, poems, things about the community, things that you want to see in the murals. There's a whole bunch of stuff around that. There's murals about immigration. There's murals about women's empowerment. There's some really cool stuff happening. And then there's the next one, which is YAAS, Young Artist Ambassador Students. They named it because they wanted their shirts to say Yaz on it. It's a big
Yaz.
Yaz.
Fucking.
It's okay. It's fun. So the Young Artist Ambassador Students, that's the most fun committee, I think, because they're actually going to be working with the artists every day. So when we do these guided tours, kids are going to be giving like book report style presentations in front of the artists while they're painting, and the public is walking around like, this is Shepard Fairey. He's from LA. He did the Obama poster. Da 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 da.
Right.
Things about their bio.
You know what's actually kind of cool is that like we live in an era now, especially like with YouTube and such, where like this kind of information, like, you know, I mean, like say like 20 years ago, right? Like, you know, you have an AV club in a school, like that shit will stay with the AV club and nowhere else. But now like all that crap can be like posted on the internet for a wider public to see, which I think is interesting. You know, like I'm looking. You know, I think it'll be interesting.
What was an AV club?
Audio video.
I don't know if our high school had that. A club? Like, what do you just push record and play on a VCR, and that's your club?
I'm
like,
just
what is that?
I'm doing this based on like shows that I've seen that had high schools in it. Like I never
Rushmore
had an AV club.
Rushmore probably had an AV club.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
What is that? Like, I think of adult video as AV, not audio visual, right?
I mean, like you know, like JAV.
What do you
right?
do though? Like, I don't even. I was like, what would an adult? What would an audio visual club do? Like, seriously, like
they would do news. Like do you ever watch like those?
Oh, but that's journalism. That's a little different.
Yeah, but that's also journalism with an AV.
Oh, you know
club.
what? We had the AV club set up the goddamn AV stuff for the classes, right? That's what an AV club did. It was a class.
They all collaborated.
Yeah, we had a person from the AV club would come and set up the VCR and TV for a presentation.
Have a pretty cool AV setup.
I'm sure this is like next level. This is when I was in high school.
Like these presentations are going to be really cool.
Well,
We're hoping to live stream
them too.
Yeah, like
awesome.
AV clubs now
See,
just
couldn't
need
do
fucking
that.
iPhones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole different.
Like the quality of the fucking lens is. Speaking of
nothing left
school.
No.
iPhones totally go off on a weird subject here. And have you guys seen like the speculations on the iPhone 11?
No.
They're like triple lens fucking
it's gonna be wild.
Cameras and shit like that.
Triple lensed?
Yeah, it literally has 3 different lenses and a fucking
I see. Like what, a telephoto, wide and regular, and
or maybe like it can do like
so
these
like
kind of.
You could do both maybe. Like see forward and backwards at the same time.
Maybe you could also because if you have 2 lenses going at the same time, you could do like
schlong cam and like ass cams and all this kind of stuff.
Check it out from 2 different angles, baby.
Right? Is that what you're saying? You know? Right?
I'm not reposting this video.
Both. Forward and backwards.
Well, you know what? Come on. This is
in the front, out the rear.
This is the nature of the
it's
robot.
Okay, no, I knew what I was getting into. It's all good, you know. I mean, like I said, man, the giant robot crowd, you guys are awesome.
I don't know about that, but okay. We're all right.
I've been someone who's come to this gallery for so long.
Yeah, there's so many fucking celebrity types that fucking show up here at the old GR.
Think about the dope. How many dope artists have come through these doors and shown here, man.
Luke Chueh.
Luke Chueh.
Here I am.
Boom. Yeah, I mean, It's a great space, and what you've done, is amazing. I mean, how long have you had Giant Robot for?
The whole thing?
Yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
25 years.
25.
More than half my life.
Yeah, more than
More than
your life.
half my life, too, I guess. Yeah. Technically, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
fucking-
absolutely.
Damn, that's a long
You're a
time.
staple.
It's just a long job, dude.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Well,
It's
you
work.
know, but like you're also the one who's keeping it alive.
I guess, yeah.
I know.
I'm the owner, so yeah, I hope
You
so.
know, I mean, like you've had like how many different kinds of partners have you had? Like
I've been the sole owner the whole time.
yeah,
so
but
no
partners. But you've had people that
You mean like partner? No, but like no, as an owner partner type of thing. No, I've been the owner 100% the whole time. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you've had like people that who's held a certain degree of
You mean
responsibility.
just collaborators, people that I worked with, employees technically. I hate to say, but yeah.
Well, hey, I
But
mean,
yeah,
people are
it's all
passionate
good.
about this place, man, and it has a great rep as a real special, just place in the world. I think the whole world knows about Giant Robot and the art game.
I honestly felt that like Sawtell,
Yeah.
the street that we're on, really kind of has a lot to thank for Giant Robot helping
Yeah.
put it on the map.
I agree.
It's a good little area.
I mean, like because
best.
I would
know
never
pretty
fucking
well.
come to fucking
Yeah.
Sawtell if it wasn't for Giant Robot. Never.
Well, going to all the shows over the years, I would always frequent the stores. Like I'd go to Black Market,
Sure.
and get clothes, or I would go eat at the rotating sushi spot.
Oh, I love that place.
That place is awesome.
Which
Yeah.
one?
There's only one right
Yeah,
now. But
There's
corner.
two.
But, that one doesn't rotate.
Yeah,
Oh, the
rotation
one
one.
upstairs?
That shit's frozen. That's not going to rotate.
The one
I
upstairs.
don't even know if it's open anymore. Is that one even open anymore?
I don't know. There's a place up like
It
on
was
the
called
second floor.
It was called Daichan, and
Daichan,
it
yeah.
stopped rotating a long time ago.
really?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Like,
so I go to the
the
one
other-
down here that
Yeah,
rotates.
cool- the
yeah.
cool
Kura,
one.
Kura. Yeah.
Place is
Yeah.
good. And then I mean,
what
there's
about
just great spots.
Sushi Stop? Does Sushi Stop still?
It never rotated.
Never rotated. No.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Do you remember that one
It's a sushi
like
place.
streetwear store that was here?
yeah, my aunt owned that.
What was that called?
It was Get Wicked.
Get Wicked.
My
I used
aunt
to go
owned
there
it. Could you
all
believe
the
it?
time.
It was a Japanese lady that's like
I
now
remember
she's
her.
70 something and she owned it. And it's the weirdest thing. I'm like, how the fuck did she own that?
You know
And
what
she
they
owned it.
had, Barrett and everything, was this clothing line called Lifted Research Group,
Yep.
LRG.
Yeah. They had it
And
early on.
They had it early, like when it was like backpack rappers who
Yeah.
would wear it.
She carried some like
It was cool. I
hardcore
was all
brands
about
too.
that.
She carried a brand called Maurice Malone, and
Yeah.
that was spelled out as Maurice Malone. And I was like, why are you carrying a brand called Maurice Malone? I don't think she either
I
knew
didn't
or
know
she
that was
didn't.
your aunt. That's awesome.
That was my aunt, and it's just odd.
Triple
though.
Five Soul. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
because I remember the guy who Kent.
I still have a 555 Soul shirt that I,
You still have one?
and
That's
yeah,
a cool
yeah,
company.
I-
They should
yeah,
bring
yeah.
that back.
But like the guy from FTC, Kent. I don't know if you know Kent. He went to UCLA, and he was like he once told me, he goes, dude, your aunt bought some ghetto most clothes for that place. Like she was buying stuff that was like total hoodlum stuff, and I was like, really? Like it's my aunt. How did she know? I thought that was the oddest.
Did
thing.
she know, or did she just like go? This seems like
I will
right.
agree that like the back racks
no
might
idea.
have been a little crazy, but
I had
there
no,
were some good racks in
No,
there.
no, she
too.
carried like third rail. Like I know she carried stuff, but
well.
there were some brands that were like crazy stuff. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
what
I
are
mean-
you doing with this one? You know,
I'm so glad I brought that up.
Wait, where was the store? I never even.
it was where Flores is, the Flores restaurant that's now closed, just about 100 yards across, right down the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
On
that's-
this side of the street.
Yeah,
Or,
this side of the street, and this is pre
like
Giant
before
Robot store.
Mizu 212.
Yeah, between.
Yeah.
But that's before our Giant Robot store. This is years before that.
Then you had like GR Eats.
Yeah.
Damn, I never went to GR Eats.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. It was there for 7 years though.
Yeah, I know.
7 years, and we sold it.
Yeah.
Sold it to the ramen. Sold out to ramen.
Yeah.
You guys have been holding down
Yeah.
Sawtell
Yeah.
for a long time, man.
It's now.
I know, it's like a family
I think
thing
it's
here.
Tsujita's block now. This is all Tsujita.
Oh,
Does
no.
he got any walls he wants to
Tsujita
paint?
only has one half of this
could ask
block.
him.
You have the length of the
Nah,
block.
dude.
Paint some
Nah,
walls.
Tsujita. They have Killer Noodle, and they have an office
Okay.
in this building. Tsujita land.
I don't know how long Killer Noodle can last for.
I have no idea.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Have you been to Killer Noodle yet?
Nah, I haven't.
But people seem to like it. Like a lot of people come in just for
it's
that.
just kind of like wannabe jajangmyeon, and I'm just.
But Japanese love that stuff. But I don't know if Japanese people are eating there. But in Japan, there's a lot of,
jajangmyeon,
tantanmen.
We can talk
they call
about
it,
food
yeah.
all day, can't
Tantanmyeon,
we?
jajangmyeon, they're two
Yeah.
different things. They are
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
They are silly
Tantan
different.
men is Japanese version of it, and it's basically it's what they're doing.
and but like I don't know. It's it's just like a minced pork or minced meat sauce with noodles, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like the Koreans have a version that's
One's got peanutty, right? Which one? Who does it with? It's a real peanutty flavor.
that sounds like a Thai thing.
No,
to
I think
me.
it's Chinese.
Or a Vietnamese thing, because Vietnamese love that peanut sauce. Do you ever eat spring rolls? It's just not the same without the peanut sauce.
Not
That
the same at all.
you need that peanut sauce, and fucking like, oh man, I'm hankering for some pho.
That's funny.
Dude, but like, it's got to have the peanuts and like it's a spicy part.
About food, we are gonna have street vendors on Saturday the 18th.
Oh, really?
With all these amazing South Central vendors. They're gonna have the best food in the community.
Oh, like
there.
who?
Oh man, I'm not in charge of that part.
Oh,
The
is
school
it the committees?
a food committee. There's a steering committee.
Awesome.
And then there's the student subcommittees.
Okay.
So we have
Gotcha.
kind of a leadership committee that includes faculty, administrators, people.
Sure,
from
and the
the
little kids
district.
do all the hard work. I'm playing.
I'm not in charge of the street vendor stuff,
Yeah.
but they've been hyping it up.
Because I watched, there's a lot of YouTube videos on like South Central food
Dude,
vendors.
that's exactly what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Like,
Right?
there's
That's what I'm
so
saying.
like they do some crazy like.
Oh, well, there's Taco Guy.
Like
There's a
mix
South
of
Central
Mexican
tacos.
with
Yeah.
American kind of styles
Yeah.
of food. Like,
You know what I'm
this
all
looks really
about? That
fun.
I've been at the school all week. I've been going to town on these things. They're like the flavored like.
Dude, that looks like
flavored
drugs.
pistachios. Yeah, they come in like dime bags, but
Wait, where do you buy that?
I
This
got
is
like
great.
sneaker cleaner.
Wait,
Look at these. They're like super spicy.
Where do you buy these?
Right by the school. They
Like-
have like
like-
a truck that sets up and just.
Awesome.
They're like seeds. They're so good. So these have been like my
But
snacks.
some of those are just
try
regular,
one?
right?
Try 'em.
Like some are just regular though, isn't it? Like this isn't flavored, is it?
No,
These
I
are just
think
water.
these are just-
What are they? Pumpkin seeds?
I think
Pumpkin
they're pumpkin
seeds,
seeds, but
dude.
they're
Pumpkin
flavored.
seeds are the bomb.
Pepitas,
Yeah.
I guess they would call it. Yeah, awesome.
You guys can have those.
No,
if you want.
how much is a baggie like
They're
this?
$1
cost?
each.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
I love that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
these are good.
Aren't
Yeah.
they good? Yeah.
No, it's cool.
That
So,
lime kick
thanks
is
for
really
sharing.
nice.
That's
Of
just
course,
amazing.
Just in
I
my
love that.
bag.
That's-
Snacks in the bag.
But it's
You
like
have to.
we don't like on this west side. I don't. Maybe someone's got them, but
Look,
I
you
don't
can
see
have
these.
those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't
I'll
see
eat-
these
I'll
sold
eat
on
'em.
the street here. Right?
No, I mean that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's like the
it's a
flavors
difference.
are so special and
Yeah.
they're amazing.
You'll find some of this in the east side. But
I'm
like,
I'm sure
That's
that.
where South
yeah.
Central. South,
I'm sure there's like
South
small
Central LA,
shops,
East
like,
LA,
but
South
that's cool. Like that's rad.
you gotta
Yeah.
do something out in the east side, like in East LA or something like that, because
You know, I want to continue to do these projects at different schools around the city and around, all around. So it's all about trying to identify the right school with the right leadership who are as passionate as we are about doing art for their city, for their school and their kids. That's what it's all about, man. So I mean, if
So
there's
what
any teachers out there? If you guys know any teachers, let's all connect. Let's talk.
What about just a regular mural festival that's not part of a school?
I think I'm open to it, without a doubt, and we've done it in different places.
So just not in LA.
LA is a little tricky because you have a lot of different building owners that may not necessarily be interested in dedicating a wall that doesn't have any that they're not in full control of. Right.
Right.
In other festivals, sometimes the building owners pay for the walls, and then they have some creative say. But it's it's up to us, the placemakers, to
Right.
pick the right artist for that particular building and that
Gotcha.
particular building ownership group. And don't forget the tenant.
Right.
So you have a lot of people involved you got to deal with
Yeah.
for every single location. It's a ton of work.
But how does Powwow do it then?
It's a ton of work. And also,
I mean,
But
Yeah.
they get it done though, right?
they get it
I mean, they're
done, man. I
doing
give
it,
those guys
so,
props.
yeah.
I was able to work with them once. We did a mural with an artist named Cryptic. And those, they showed us so much love, man. I will always have tons of love for those guys, man. They're great people.
But like, so what? I mean, like, are you suggesting that like Powell just has the staff to be able to, or the name recognition to be able to kind of like get like these walls, or like, I mean, like,
I think it's a combination of all kinds of things, man. They have a great system in place, and they're really good communicators, and they're tremendous. They really are.
how big is your staff?
We're not as big as most organizations, We scale up. We could be about 12 at any given
12
time.
full-timers? Or?
Not full time, no. Some of us, but like for this festival, it's going to be a pretty large group. We're excited, and some of these folks I've known since high school, so we have a really special group, and everyone's just so passionate, man. I mean, I'm really fortunate to have such an incredible group of passionate people to work with and collaborate with every day. It's a real blessing, man.
But I'm just kind of curious on like how because a lot of these projects, and I mean just from the sounds of it, like I would kind of come in assuming that it is a nonprofit kind of organization, and obviously as a business, you have to find a way to kind of make ends meet, but how do you make ends meet?
So if you go to our website and you read our About Us statement, it's very kind of clean and concise in terms of how we talk about it. But we organize art projects for a variety of different clients. Okay, that's our for-profit arm. But our nonprofit arm is to partner with nonprofits and develop projects that we're passionate about.
But you can only do that when you have for-profit businesses.
Correct.
Or for the for-profit business that
correct. The rest of this
it.
year, you'll see a lot of different commissions happening,
Yeah.
and different,
Because I know,
projects.
I mean, because I'm in the neighborhood council, and I'm going to say I'm a real estate geek. I kind of like real estate, right?
Yeah.
I follow it a lot, but man, the developers have so much cash. Like people that are building buildings. I mean, sometimes I meet some, and I'm like, this guy's like a billionaire, right? He owns a shitload of high-rise buildings, right? Which means he could pay for murals, a lot of money for murals for some of these buildings, right? I mean, that's just
sculpture installation.
Yeah, that's just the
nature.
bottom line is that he's a billionaire, and $100,000 for a mural is nothing. That's like a joke, That's what he would pay for like the wood that goes around the building while they do construction.
Well, I'll give you
for example.
Do you guys know who Martha Cooper is?
Sure, yeah. Photographer who you thought was somebody else.
Yes.
There's a little story behind that.
I have met Martha Cooper, by the way.
The real Martha Cooper?
Yeah, the real Martha Cooper.
I've been lucky enough to hang out with her a few times. She's a total hero of mine.
She's a legend.
And she had this great quote in a video. I think she was in Joburg in South Africa, and she said, "For all of the advertisement that we see in the world, I'd like to see just as much art." And I know that's an idealistic kind of statement, but it's kind of beautiful too. So if we can help contribute to that, and these artworks don't necessarily have any sort of corporate branding or messaging in them, and they're just art in its purest form.
Your phone just wants to get out of your pocket, man.
Yeah. Anyway, you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, no.
And that's
what's interesting about living in Los Angeles. I mean, I'm like most Angelinos, I did not grow up here. Because most Angelinos are kind of people
I'm from here.
I mean, like both of you guys are from here.
Oh, you're from here too, right? Yeah. You're like.
But like I moved down here from like from Central California.
Central Valley.
Central Coast because
is that the coast?
No,
it's Fresno, man.
No, I went to school in but then I went to school in
you.
Central Coast, and then I moved here.
You are central, dude.
I am central. I'm central.
Right.
I'm 3.5 hours like south of fucking the Bay Area, and 3.5 hours north of fucking Hollywood. But like I remember when I first moved here, I was taken aback by just how crazy the advertising is out here.
Yep.
Like all the billboards. Like you can't
buildings, billboards, and more.
You can barely escape it.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, and it was overwhelming to me. But like I think that so I what there could it ever happen where roaming around Los Angeles where you experience more art than advertising?
No, well, you might have art districts. Right, that could evolve. Like the downtown art district has a lot of public art in it, but also has a lot of advertising in it.
Oh, the fucking art district, man!
I think that there's an opportunity for more locations.
How do you feel about the art district? And let's just be fucking relaxed and let's not stop being so diplomatic. This is why people like our show is because you know what?
Well,
I'll say it. The fucking art district is so painfully hipster. it hurts when you fucking walk through there because I can't grow a beard, and I'm just like, and I feel so inadequate because
but you can't grow a man bun.
Man bun's still a thing.
I think the man bun died the same year it came out.
Yeah, I think
You'll never catch me with a man bun.
I hear in like Venice, like Abbot Kinney, Venice, man buns are just still a hit.
Oh, then,
I mean, to a degree.
I'm not sure. I don't go.
I don't go to fucking Venice.
But anyway, to your point about these different areas, that there's a lot of great art in the art district. We've been fortunate to work on a couple murals there.
So the art district's amazing, Luke. You're just
there's a couple
in the dark, bro.
Really dope galleries that are there.
I am.
You got Hauser and Wirth there. You got OTI there. You got some really cool ones. ICA Museum's there. There's some cool stuff cooking in the art district, man.
Every time I go to the fucking art district, I don't see art galleries. I just see like little boutique shops and fucking, very expensive studios.
It's definitely gone up.
Like
Pricing has gone up.
I honestly think like that idea of like arts studios that are like fucking, I don't know, going to guess maybe like at least $50 a square foot a month.
Wait, where? I think that could be a little bit on the high side, but yeah, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Just really outlandishly expensive for a studio, and that's why a lot of artists do live work too, and they try to live in their studio, and it's harder because what happens if you want to go and create a bunch of ginormous paintings, right? If people are really in the market for a 6 foot long Luke Chueh, you might not be able to do that in an in-house studio.
No, of course not. I won't, in my own apartment, I won't even fucking do anything larger than 11 by 14 because, it just takes up too much living, space for my living environment. I have to go to my little studio that I have built up, like that's about 15 minutes away from me. Driving.
Just put away the Gundam toys, and you can bust out a bigger painting.
Can't do that.
There's a garage, man.
Your toy collection.
It's already
must be
fucking.
crazy.
It's already in
full?
the. The garage is full.
Oh, the garage is full. All right.
So like I like literally have to like go in from the side to get out.
Do you have any of those 4-footers left? The giant sculptures you did? Those are so cool.
Those are all sitting in the studio in Manila out there, like the guys who produced it.
Those are
along
cool.
with all the Sonia and Lee stuff and it's
we
funny.
did a mural with her. She
Yeah,
doesn't do too many walls. She did a
Cool.
beautiful one in Miami with us.
Awesome.
Oh really? Yeah. No,
she's a sweetheart.
she's awesome.
Shout out Soyun Lee.
So how do you feel about kind of like murals that let's say you're doing murals in a arts district? I mean, isn't that kind of a I don't know. It's kind of edgy because you're helping the arts district, but then you're also helping raise the prices, which then, which is kind of like the nature of a neighborhood, right? You're cleaning up a neighborhood sort of with art and making it kind of relaxed and more fun, but then at the same time you're making it expensive, so the locals have to move away.
Yeah, it's a
I don't know if that's something that kind of
complicated
if that crosses your plate because you're involved in murals, man.
You want to do art that has a cultural context, past, present, future of a community, right? Like I'm working on a project in a different neighborhood, and it's all about really paying tribute to the storied history of that community. And times change, different building owners come in, developments happen, and I'm just an art organizer. I can't really control all that. But if someone asked me to do a mural in an area, I really would like it to have a context. That is something that I think is important.
But hasn't what was that area in Miami? Is it Wynwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, has that place even gotten remotely gentrified?
Yeah. Property value has gone up in Wynwood.
But property value has gone up everywhere.
Yeah. So.
I honestly think it's a weird bank conspiracy. Banking conspiracy. The entire for the value of land and property in the United States.
I don't know if it's a banking. Well, partially, but I kind of think it's just by desirability and I think it's and limitations. I mean,
well, I think
look
inflation is one of the things.
How many people live in LA and how many people move here and all that stuff, and then you have limited land. You cannot make too much more land. You can only go up. You can't really add to it. So.
I'm imagining that everywhere you go.
You can still move
maybe
to Idaho.
Maybe it's somewhat rude.
You can move to Wyoming and you might be able to find a lot of land
Look,
for a
I
very
mean, like
cheap
you go
price,
to
but-
Detroit, like the places that were selling, like houses that were selling
Right.
for $10,000 now are selling for $100,000.
Yeah, it's
Damn
crazy.
it! You should have bought some.
You know, yeah, no shit.
Our friend Shark just opened up a bar there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I really
yeah.
wanna go
He's
visit.
it's a little place in Hamtramck. It's really cute.
Yeah.
you know,
Have you been?
Yep.
Cool. I wanna
He's
go.
he had like he found like all these like early 20th century this old like 1918 era like marble tables
Oh,
and like
cool.
put it all up in there.
That guy's so talented, man.
That's
He's
rad.
that guy is a crazy fucking hustler, man. Like
He's
that
talented.
guy hustles and hustles. And I mean, like,
Great
I mean,
artist.
like and like then his art is fucking amazing.
Art's amazing. Talking about
But,
Shark
like,
Tooth.
Yeah, but like he's done like the last couple like
Oh, you're
murals
talking
that
about
I
you're
did-
talking about Shark Tooth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he moved to Detroit and did all.
Well,
so,
he still has his place in L.A. too.
but he's a vintage stuff hunter. I mean,
Yeah.
he's kind of an expert at that stuff. Like
Yeah.
he knows vintage material.
Yeah.
I think he was probably involved. He's probably in that industry somewhere, right? They're doing vintage stuff. I think
You
he
guys
was.
should bring him on a podcast.
Yeah,
That'd be
but I
we
think-
would love to the next time he's in
I
California.
think he is involved in vintage, like maybe vintage clothing, or he knows that
He
that
knows,
genre.
yeah. Like he was like
I know.
looking for like
He knows his
when
shit.
he was buying furniture and chandeliers and stuff like that for his not
No.
like elaborate chandeliers, but like
Sure.
lighting
No, he
fixtures
knows.
for his thing. Like yeah, he was like and his restrooms are all like layered with like this wallpaper that he's silk screened and hand painted.
That's
you
cool.
know, so
Yeah.
it's
I would expect nothing less, man.
yeah, he's
cool.
no, I love Tooth.
Yeah.
You know, David Liu, fucking, AKA Shark Tooth.
Oh, awesome.
You know,
government name.
You know, yep. Yeah, he's that guy like. I've been every time I talk to him about like art and art careers, like part of me walks away feeling completely hopeless because like he's just so matter of fact, like Luke, if you want to like get to that next fucking level, you're going to have to fucking like lose fucking Corey Holford and all these other fucking people, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, see you, Luke. Bye. Podcast, no good. What else?
Not helping me. Not fucking helping me get to the next fucking
You probably
level.
have to go to the gym and work out more and get all like buffed
Get you all
out.
fucking
and,
yoked
yeah,
up.
Yeah, and start doing like shirts of pictures of you with no shirt on, all
I want to
yoked
see.
up
That
painting.
would be funny. A buff Luke Chew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, this neck that's like gigantic neck.
Dude,
Luke
like
Chew
that's
neck.
I've got this really
Incredible Hulk
short
Luke Chew.
fucking neck.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be like a-
it'll just go. Only has room to get wide.
Yeah, yeah.
So fucking it's.
You're gonna be one of those. I don't know which Marvel character it is. The guy that's got that brown. He's brown with it's like completely.
Oh,
he's
you're
an
thinking of
X-Men
the
guy, right?
Juggernaut.
Yeah, X-Men. Yeah, Juggernaut. You're gonna
I'm
be.
the Juggernaut, bitch.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be. Yeah, there you go. You're gonna need to do that. Yeah, and no
yeah.
more like crumbs of food on your shirt.
Yeah,
That can't happen.
I know. I
You
can't
need a
fucking help
stylist.
it when
I
I'm
wonder if
eating-
the.
You'll need a stylist.
I hope that the
know, I
Phoenix
know.
is a good movie.
Oh,
movie.
I
fucking.
hope so too.
I think this will be good.
You think so?
Yeah, I hope so.
You know what? I
know I'm
really
bringing up
like.
random stuff,
No,
just
no.
got
the
This
Phoenix
on the mind.
is what.
Does
this
it
is
follow
what-
the comic? Is it gonna follow the comic at all?
I don't
like
think so.
X-Men?
Because like okay, when I think of Phoenix, you know what I think of? I think of remember the daughter of Phoenix who showed up with short hair and the little fucking rat tail and fucking
No.
she was always in like this black outfit with like spikes on it.
See, I'm not that deep into the Marvel.
Me too. I know the comics from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like that's my
I
era.
like comics.
That's my era,
But you're
so-
talking about like a very, very like
There was an era like where
random ass character.
That might have been like
it was after
50 issues after I started
Phoenix
reading.
sacrifices herself the first time, I guess.
Is that Death of Phoenix? X-Men number 137?
It's quite the
Booyah.
saga.
Boom.
I think it's X-Men
But then,
137.
like, the
or that's the first,
future- the
or that's the
future
first
daughter-
one.
Is that the real issue?
It's either 130. I think
Damn.
137 is either the first appearance or that's the one where she
Crazy.
dies.
Well,
no, I think that's the first appearance.
Nonetheless,
I think.
I don't know if her logo
can't
is going to be as cool as our logo.
Sorry, man. no. But go back to the Marvel. Sorry, I'm just
Okay,
kind of.
well,
these things
first
are all
of all, that movie
faded
has
memories.
like gone to the fucking like gone through the ringer, by having people previewing it, and fucking.
When does it come out?
Summer.
Soon, yeah,
Summer.
like really soon.
It's the girl from Game of Thrones who's playing her.
Which
FYI.
one? Which one?
The redhead,
Daenerys?
Sansa. That's
Sansa?
the Phoenix.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, that's
They
right.
picked like the it
Cool.
girl Ginger
right.
to play her.
Was that
She's
natural
got crazy.
color, though?
She's got crazy eyes. Like her eyes are
That's
really
cool.
expressive.
Perfect.
I'll say that
She looked
much.
cool at the Met.
Perfect.
She had like an artsy outfit at the Met Gallery.
Oh, I
Awesome.
only saw
saw
like
that
a
today.
I
I
only
was like,
saw
she
like
looked cool.
a quick slideshow of that
Cool.
stuff. you
Yeah,
know?
it was like a paint splattery kind of. It was dope. And what's his name?
What
She was
era
with-
is the Phoenix movie? Is that going to be like
modern era, or is it like
is it?
yeah, because
is it like a little
First
older?
Class took place in like the 80s or the 70s, right? And then
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. Is it going? I mean, Phoenix would have been. No, it's not first
80s.
class.
I got
era.
you guys started.
It's
didn't
got to
I?
be a little later.
I brought up X-Men, and it's like 20 minutes.
But I think it has to be later.
My
come
bad.
on, like you've seen the movies. Fucking
course.
participate.
I think it's got to be later. It can't be first
What
class.
was the last
That-
one?
or
What was
they're
the
already
last
older.
X-Men?
Oh man, I don't even
Future
know if
Past.
watched.
I thought that
Oh.
was a pretty dope one.
I like
What
that.
was the feature? Which one was Apocalypse?
That was the one before. Man. I don't know. You know who my? You know, want to hear something? You want to hear something cool though?
because Apocalypse was garbage. I mean, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that one.
And
Fair
that
enough.
was the first class. That was the first class team too, and I loved First Class. I thought
liked
it
it.
was so good.
I liked it.
Well, the
Yeah.
Futures Past one brought
That
everyone
one.
together.
That's
Yeah,
one I
Futures
liked.
Class was pretty good
And then
too.
they did I think Logan, right?
Yeah, Logan was great. I liked
bad.
Logan.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was
And then-
it was the strongest X-Men movie of all of them.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
It
In
was
my
a little bit
eyes.
darker, a little
Yeah.
bit
I
much
kinda
more
like the first
violent.
one, the very first X-Men.
It was violent.
I kinda liked
It was
it.
a violent
for
one.
X-Men.
Really? It was a little bit rough on the effects and shit. Like,
Yeah,
it was
it was
still a little
rough
new.
on the
They're like,
effects.
oh, here's how we use computers. Let's, it was a little rough, but
It's like,
I liked
oh,
it.
look at the magistry,
I'm sorry,
the
but
magicness of the fucking
I liked it.
The Xavier's fucking weird thing.
Cerebro, bro.
Cerebro.
Cerebro.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry, I don't remember these names. I did a lot of drugs. My
You
fucking
know,
brain
you
is
guys,
mush.
You guys are my superheroes, man. You are.
Oh, Luke's the Hamburglar.
Got to figure out. The right
I wanna be
assignment for the
Grimace.
right superhero.
I want to be Grimace. You be the Hamburglar.
I want to be Grimace.
Oh.
You can be the burglar.
I don't want to be a burglar. Anyway.
I could be a fry guy.
Oh,
You got
no.
like the little dudes. I'm just legs and a mop of fucking things.
Did you see the Ugly Doll movie?
I did not.
God damn it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Do you have kids or
No, I
nephew
don't.
or something?
I don't.
That's like such a thing. I'd take like a little cousin to or a kid.
You should. Take your little cousin. They'll love it.
They're not too little anymore.
How little? Oh, 10?
No,
12?
No.
13?
I need I'm hoping that I'm gonna have a nephew or a niece soon though. So fingers
yeah.
crossed.
It's Ugly
then
Doll.
I would take that child to the
Okay.
movie.
Yeah, because we talked a lot about Ugly Doll last week, and
Yeah.
it opened up, and it was
Okay, you know what? I was
it
thinking
opened
about
up, and I thought about it a lot too. But go for it. You say what you got to say.
the reason why I think I went there. And where I went was that actors are tools, they're not artists, and I still stand behind that. But the thing is I think the reason why I went there was because I think this entire celebrity fucking thing is misguided and fucking bullshit, because it elevates people who are nothing more than fucking cogs in a machine, because people throw enough money at it, rather than the real creatives and creators. And so, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, why did I say that? Like, what am I really thinking here? Why did I even go there?
Because you said that they're not artists, right?
Yeah, and I'm just basically I'm basically
was a
saying
funny
that
conversation.
these celebrity types, are just most celebrities are simply people that a handful of little fucking PR companies have thrown enough money at to fucking kind of go these people should be celebrated. They're great. Look at how fucking amazingly talented they are because they could fucking create characters on front of a camera
There are probably
were
some
already
like that,
written
yeah.
for them. I mean, this is fucking all scripted fucking shit, and okay, I'll just read the script and pretend I'm that person. Now I'm fucking brilliant,
No, I think there's to an extent there definitely, but that's making a star, and it's part of the machine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking garbage. I still fucking stand behind that.
I
I'm
think-
sorry.
well-
I'm probably losing fucking potential collectors by the fucking droves.
No, it's probably true though, right? That was
That goes not that any of these people would listen to this fucking podcast,
and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit because they're like way beyond, man.
Yeah, exactly. They're beyond
podcasts. They're just burning money right now, going, look, Chew, burning. Here's $100 bill. Sorry, Luke. I'm just gonna burn money because I have so much of it. Boom. No, but that's part of like what that Harvey Weinstein stuff comes down to that too, right? It's
right.
Like,
exactly.
And that's like making stars from him being a douchebag and.
Right, he's willing to throw enough money at things to make fucking stars.
As long as he got his.
He's investing in fucking
he's investing because he's sleeping with some of them, right? Or
and he's also investing in their product. He's investing in their movies, which is the reason why I think that star-driven movies is such a fucking stupid thing. Like, oh, go see this movie because it's got Tom Cruise in it.
I mean, you're a fan of film, I would imagine. Yeah. There's certain films that are such art films to me, right? That I've been so inspired by.
Right. That they have the ability to touch you and move you, and
if you look at the movie that won Best Picture this year,
Green Book.
Right. Yeah.
That was a beautiful movie. It was strong and it made you think, and it was powerful, right?
Okay.
So that's an example of a movie that is a true piece of art.
I haven't seen Green Book yet. We did talk about it a little bit because
I saw it. I liked it.
It's inspired by the fact that there is literally a quote unquote.
I didn't know that either. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's a really
and that
book?
Actor,
Mahershala.
Mahershala.
Sorry, Maheshanda's from.
He's without a doubt. He's with.
I fucked up. Sorry.
Anyway, he's one of my favorite actors.
He's
in the
rad.
world. I think he's a total artist.
But where was he?
Amazing.
Where was he 10 years ago?
Well,
I don't know how old he is, but
okay. Well,
so why wasn't he a star 10 years ago?
I'll tell you a story. You know who Bryan Cranston is, right?
Yeah, sure.
He really inspired me.
Where was that guy 10 years or 20 years ago?
Story.
He was in the middle with Malcolm.
Well, let me tell you,
that's right.
I
never watched that. Yeah.
We did a project at USC Festival of Books. We did a bunch of live art panels that eventually got donated to schools. But there were all these panel discussions, so I snuck away and caught a couple panel discussions.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston was one of them. And he said that he didn't get his big break until he was in his 40s.
Yeah, he was
Malcolm
a little older.
in the middle. Right? But prior to his 40s, he paid his dues, man. He was driving taxis, loading box trucks, doing everything he could so he could make those auditions during the week, right? And to make ends meet so he could have the financial freedom to go and be an artist and be a creative. So I thought that was really interesting.
But he's not an artist.
Here we go.
And then he got his big break, and he's a tremendous actor. I would consider
Tremendous
him.
actor, yes.
I'm not denying the fact that it takes talent to act. It is a talent. It's a skill, and there are great actors, and there are good actors, and then there's shit actors.
So Bryan Cranston, Mahershala Ali, I think we would consider them great actors.
Great actors, yes.
And artists.
Artists? I would never call them that. The reason why is because it's the same idea of artists and artisans. Okay? There are people out there who can draw and paint me under a fucking table. But if they don't have the skills, the inspiration, and to create their own ideas and focus it into, and focus their talent into it, then they're just artisans. And the way I look at it is, now, can an actor be an artist? Of course. It starts with them creating their own material to employ their craft into.
There's always the ad-libbing and the improving. Like, for example, Breaking Bad. Did you guys watch Breaking Bad?
I loved Breaking Bad.
Yes, I did.
How many times do you think Bryan Cranston kind of took a scene over and went for it?
Yeah, but it's all based on a character that was already
course.
written for him. Now,
he became
am I saying?
Heisenberg.
I'm not denying that it requires talent and creativity to do these things, but it's not. You're not creating worlds from the ground up. I truly want to believe that is what artists do. They create.
Cinematographers are artists.
Yeah, sure.
Without a doubt.
Sure, they create worlds. They express themselves through, and that I want to believe that, last time I defined that
arts,
art is exactly, like that art is in its most distilled form communication, but if you expand on that idea, it is personal communication. It is an expression of the artist. Whether it's from stimuli that of a personal experience, or if it's just manifestations in their own head. Now, I don't want to diminish the importance of acting. I don't want to diminish the the skill and the hard work that goes into creating great acting. But is it artists? Are they artists for it? I would say that they were artisans.
It's a nice convo, and it's interesting.
Yeah, and that's just my personal opinion,
no.
and I will stick to my personal opinion. But I don't want to diminish the fact that look, everyone's entitled, and this is one of the things I wanted to clarify to people who might be listening to this. I believe, I walked away last time, thinking to myself, holy shit,
I'm a dick.
I'd never realized how opinionated I really am.
Oh, come on. That's normal.
But the thing, because the way I also see it is, I believe that everyone is entitled to their opinion, and that opinion should be respected.
Yes.
It could be challenged, but it should be respected, But the thing is that, I'm like, holy shit, man, I am kind of a dick. And I don't want people to think that I can't respect their own opinions
and learn too,
right?
And change.
Absolutely,
I think that everyone can do that. So,
absolutely, and my opinions are not.
I don't know if everyone can do that, but
everyone has the
maybe.
potential.
Yeah,
of doing
potential.
it,
Okay, because I'm learning.
Maybe
that.
not.
I don't think so.
But to a degree, you can learn. You can kind of digest information.
You can
and
evolve.
Formulate new opinions.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
People can have their minds changed.
I'm not an actor. I have no idea what it means to act. But the way I look at it is if you're given a script that somebody else wrote and told to act out that part, then you're simply a part of the machine. You're simply.
I'll defer to the actors and actresses who want to.
Oh, they're going to say they're artists, though.
Right,
Yeah.
and
They're
which
gonna
is
go, "No, we're artists."
basically, and the reason why I even went there is because I just think that this world of celebrity is so fucking ridiculous.
If you can get a proper actor or actress who has a good, background and whatnot to be on the podcast, that'd be an interesting topic.
I would
for
love
you guys
that.
to explore.
Make them mad.
Let them break
Luke.
it down. just have an open format conversation like we're doing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm grateful for the opportunity to rap with you guys. This is cool.
Well, like I said, I'm not dismissing the fact that it requires talent. It's a talent that I don't feel like I have. But the thing, and so I respect that talent. But by my definition of what art is, that is not art.
Art is in the eye of the beholder, right? Isn't that a very...
That's dangerous.
very
I don't know.
That
I
is
hope not.
dangerous. that is dangerous. I mean,
Well,
it's funny because
There's good ends to that, and then there's obvious people that'll abuse it in quotes. But
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, as a gallery, as two people who curate art, don't you think that it also has a lot to do with the context?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I could get squeeze out a turtle, and then fucking rub that turtle onto a canvas and fucking,
Oh my God.
and put it on a wall, and in some fucking worlds,
There's elephants making paintings, and
I've seen some.
What
What
about David Chueh when he was in prison?
Those are all. I only saw the sketches that were published in Giant Robot.
There's an example of someone who did that, and he's an artist.
Oh, I think he's an artist.
Yeah, well, he's definitely an artist
He's an
because,
artist, man.
he.
You should get him on here.
Good luck.
You're the closest person
Yeah.
that would be. You're the only person I know of that would actually be able to actually make that happen.
That'll get your view count up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Huh? No.
I'm all for the slow and low grow. I think that things take
Hey,
go
well,
one
I
step
think
at a time.
hopefully anyone who's hearing this, we hope we get to see you guys next week. This is gonna be real special.
Yeah, I hope I can be able to make it out there. It's a little bit of a drive, South
Yeah.
Central,
But on a Saturday before
No, it's not
rush
that bad.
hour,
No, you'll be all right.
yeah, roll through.
You'll get there.
I live on the east side, man, not the fucking fake east side. I live on the real east side.
I think you'll probably get there in 25 minutes. That's my guess.
It's not so bad.
Dude,
It's like one exit past USC. We've driven
So
to USC before.
that's no big deal.
It's not that bad.
it's off of the 110, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the exit?
It goes right by USC is King.
Right.
And then 51st. That's the exit.
Okay.
You mean King as in MLK?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You could take surface streets and get there.
Totally.
It's not that
No,
far.
man, it's not that bad.
No.
And it's a beautiful campus. Can't wait
It's
for you guys
close
to
to
see this.
you, much closer to you than it is to me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, admittedly, yes.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
Literally it is. Because, but no, I mean, like, because you were on the show, I would definitely, like,
So wait, what's
make it a
the URL again for
So
those that made it to the end?
Brandedarts.com
Right.
/ Maya Angelou. The festival runs from the 13th to the 18th with a ginormous grand finale event on the 18th,
On the
featuring a
18th.
performance
And-
by Miguel.
And that's Saturday, right?
Yep.
Is he like? Do you know what like? Just so I know, like, what is Miguel? Does Miguel have any like pretty big singles?
Yeah,
or-
he has a really famous song called Adore.
He must be big. I just don't
He's-
know.
Yeah,
he's
I
legit, man.
I don't want to
And
dismiss
he's a good
Miguel.
person.
So
He's a
like
really good
I
person.
just no, I'm not honestly
Yeah.
familiar with his
No,
music.
he's
so,
amazing. He's
yeah.
all about wellness and mindfulness, and he's a true artist, man, without a doubt.
Hey, no, musicians are definitely
100%.
artists
Did he,
unless
did
they're
he write his songs?
unless
Yes.
Okay.
it's all like
There you go.
like written by someone else. In which case, you're a singer, or and like
Okay.
then like there's no. Anyways,
Cool, man.
guys.
All right, man.
Much love, you guys.
We
I
just hit
appreciate
a 2-hour mark
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness. I was wondering how far we were
Yeah,
going.
we hit the
Hey,
2-hour mark
Warren,
right about
thank
now.
you so much
thank
for
you very
coming
much.
on, and
My
I'm
pleasure.
excited for your event. I'll definitely
Thank
try
you,
and
Matt.
make it out, to
the school.
to the event, because I would love to, like, especially like during the weekdays, just so I could like see, like, if I wanted to visit during the weekdays,
You
what are the
can.
hours?
After 3:30.
3:30.
Yeah,
After school's
all
done.
the schedule
Yeah.
is on the website as well. So
Yeah.
if you're interested in any of the programming,
You gotta
during the
have
week,
you gotta put a banner up on your front page.
I will,
because
but it's just / Maya Angelou is the key.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
And there's a Facebook invite.
And there's going to be a hashtag on Instagram. would
hashtag
be,
Maya Angelou Mural Festival.
Wow, that's a long
It's
one.
a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just hop on our Branded Arts Insta.
Sure.
You can see all the stuff too.
And congratulations, you're like the first Caucasian guest we've had.
Oh.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
Right on.
I haven't counted. Or
Yeah,
even
we've
paid
only
attention.
had like 4 guests. You know,
yeah, it's not a
you
lot of
know,
guests.
and-
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, we're working on
Alrighty.
it. Like, but but Warren, thanks again for
Thank
coming
you very
out,
much.
and
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for sharing about Branded Arts and this upcoming festival. It
Thank
sounds
you.
really great.
Thank you.
Alright.
Just glad to see you're doing great work. Sorry about the F bombs.
All good.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right.